The story of the Minotaur begins with a chilling prophecy and a powerful king who defied the gods. Long ago, on the island of Crete, King Minos prayed to Poseidon, the god of the sea, asking for a magnificent bull to prove his divine right to rule. Poseidon sent a majestic white bull from the depths of the ocean, expecting Minos to sacrifice it in his honor. But when Minos saw the bull's beauty, he couldn't bring himself to kill it. He decided to keep the bull and sacrifice an ordinary one instead, thinking he could deceive the mighty Poseidon. Furious at this betrayal, Poseidon cursed Minos' wife, Pasiphae, to fall in love with the bull. This curse set in motion a series of events that would lead to the birth of a creature both pitiful and terrifying, the Minotaur. Pasiphae's love was unnatural and tormenting, consuming her mind and soul. She turned to Daedalus, the brilliant inventor and craftsman, for help. Daedalus built a hollow wooden cow covered in real cowhide, enabling Pasiphae to be with the bull. From this unnatural union, the Minotaur was born. Half man, half bull, the creature was a living testament to the wrath of the gods and the consequences of defying them. His body was powerful and muscular, with the head of a bull and the body of a man. His eyes, filled with sorrow and rage, reflected the torment of his existence. The Minotaur's name was Asterius, but the world knew him only as a monster. King Minos was horrified by the sight of his wife's monstrous offspring. Unable to kill the Minotaur, yet unwilling to let it roam free, Minos ordered Daedalus to construct an elaborate labyrinth beneath the palace of Knossos. This maze, with its twisting passages and dead ends, was designed to imprison the Minotaur forever, hidden from the eyes of the world. As the Minotaur grew, so did his hunger and rage. Isolated in the darkness of the labyrinth, he became a creature of nightmares, feeding on the fear and flesh of the innocent. To satisfy the beast's insatiable hunger, Minos demanded a gruesome tribute from Athens. Every 9 years, 7 young men and 7 young women were sent to Crete, where they would be thrown into the labyrinth, never to return. Theseus, the heroic prince of Athens, could not bear to see his people suffer any longer. Determined to end the terror of the Minotaur, Theseus volunteered to be one of the tributes. He promised his father, King Aegeus, that he would hoist a white sail on his return if he succeeded in killing the Minotaur. As the ship sailed to Crete, Theseus' mind was filled with thoughts of the terrifying creature he would face. Upon arriving, he met Ariadne, the daughter of King Minos. Struck by Theseus' bravery and charm, Ariadne fell in love with him. She could not bear the thought of Theseus being devoured by the Minotaur, so she decided to help him. Ariadne gave Theseus a ball of thread, instructing him to tie one end to the entrance of the labyrinth and unravel it as he ventured into its depths. With the thread as his guide, Theseus entered the dark, twisting maze. The air was thick with the scent of fear and decay. Every shadow seemed to hide the Minotaur, waiting to strike. Theseus moved quietly, his heart pounding in his chest, knowing that one wrong step could lead him to his death. In the heart of the labyrinth, Theseus finally confronted the Minotaur. The creature's roars echoed through the stone corridors, filled with rage and despair. The Minotaur charged at Theseus, its powerful body crashing through the darkness. But Theseus was quick and agile, dodging the beast's deadly horns. With every encounter, he could see the pain and suffering in the Minotaur's eyes, a reminder of the god's curse and the consequences of human folly. Gathering all his strength and courage, Theseus fought the Minotaur with a fierce determination. The battle was brutal and relentless, both combatants driven by a need to survive. Theseus, fueled by his promise to save his people and end the Minotaur's reign of terror, delivered the final, fatal blow. The Minotaur fell to the ground, its body still, and its tormented soul finally at peace. Guided by the thread, Theseus retraced his steps through the labyrinth, emerging victorious. He and Ariadne fled Crete, leaving behind the dark legacy of the Minotaur. Theseus had conquered the beast, but the memory of the Minotaur would linger in the hearts of those who had known its terror. The story of the Minotaur is one of tragedy and heroism, a tale of divine wrath and human courage. It reminds us of the thin line between man and monster, and the power of bravery and love to conquer even the darkest of fears. In the heart of Greek mythology, where gods and heroes clash in epic tales, the story of the Minotaur stands out as one of the most powerful and haunting. This monstrous creature, half man and half bull, held a special place in the ancient Greeks' collective imagination. The Minotaur was more than just a fearsome beast. It embodied deep fears, societal values, and timeless lessons about human nature and the consequences of our actions. The Minotaur's story begins with betrayal and divine retribution, themes that resonated deeply with the ancient Greeks. King Minos' decision to deceive Poseidon by keeping the magnificent bull for himself instead of sacrificing it, as he had promised, led to the birth of the Minotaur. This act of defiance against the gods and the resulting curse on Pasiphae, Minos' wife, served as a powerful reminder of the importance of honoring the gods and the dire consequences of hubris. The Minotaur's very existence was a testament to the wrath of the divine, a living warning of what happens when mortals overstep their bounds. The labyrinth, constructed to contain the Minotaur, was a symbol of complexity and entrapment. It represented the intricate and often baffling nature of life itself. For the Greeks, the labyrinth was not just a physical structure but a metaphor for the struggles and confusion faced by humanity. Its endless corridors and dead ends mirrored the challenges and obstacles people encounter in their lives. The Minotaur, lurking within, was the embodiment of the unknown fears that people must confront and overcome. In the myth, the tribute demanded by King Minos from Athens, 7 young men and 7 young women, highlighted the themes of sacrifice and the burden of atonement. These innocent lives, sent to face the terror of the Minotaur, symbolized the cost of past wrongdoings and the painful process of redemption. The Athenians, who lived in dread of the monster, saw their sacrifices as a necessary but heartbreaking obligation. This aspect of the myth underscored the value the Greeks placed on communal responsibility and the need for collective action to rectify wrongs. Theseus, the hero who eventually slayed the Minotaur, represented the virtues of courage, intelligence, and perseverance. His willingness to volunteer as a tribute and face the deadly beast showed his bravery and selflessness. With the help of Ariadne's thread, Theseus navigated the labyrinth and confronted the Minotaur, proving that even the most formidable challenges can be overcome with cleverness and determination. Theseus' triumph was not just a personal victory but a triumph for all of Athens, symbolizing hope and the power of human spirit to conquer even the darkest fears. The Minotaur myth also delved into the complexities of human nature. The Minotaur itself, born from an unnatural union and confined to a life of solitude and rage, was a tragic figure. His monstrous appearance and violent behavior were the results of circumstances beyond his control. In this sense, the Minotaur evoked both fear and pity, reflecting the Greek understanding of the dualities within us all, the capacity for both monstrous acts and profound suffering. The influence of the Minotaur extended far beyond the myth itself. In Greek culture, the story was a rich source of artistic inspiration. Pottery, sculptures, and mosaics often depicted the fearsome creature, the labyrinth, and the heroic Theseus. These artworks were not only decorative but served as powerful visual reminders of the myth's themes and lessons. The Minotaur's image was a common motif, symbolizing the constant presence of both external and internal challenges that people must face. In literature and theater, the Minotaur's story was retold and reinterpreted, each version adding new layers of meaning. Playwrights and poets explored the psychological and moral dimensions of the myth, delving into the characters' motivations and the ethical implications of their actions. These retellings kept the story alive and relevant, allowing each generation to find new insights and connections to their own lives. Moreover, the Minotaur myth had a profound impact on the religious and philosophical thinking of the time. The Greeks saw in the Minotaur's tale a reflection of the balance between order and chaos, reason and instinct. The labyrinth and its monstrous inhabitant represented the darker, more irrational side of human nature, while Theseus' victory symbolized the triumph of reason and virtue. This duality resonated deeply with Greek philosophical thought, which often grappled with the complexities of human nature and the pursuit of wisdom. The story of the Minotaur also played a role in shaping the Greek sense of identity and cultural heritage. It was a tale that belonged to all Greeks, a shared narrative that connected communities and generations. The myths setting on the island of Crete and the involvement of Athens linked different regions and underscored a collective cultural memory. This shared mythology helped to foster a sense of unity and continuity among the Greek people. The Minotaur's legacy persisted through the ages, its story retold and reimagined in countless ways. The fearsome creature of ancient myth continued to capture the imagination, symbolizing the eternal struggle between light and darkness, order and chaos. In every retelling, the Minotaur reminded us of our own fears and the courage needed to confront them. The myth's enduring power lay in its ability to speak to the deepest parts of the human experience, to the battles we fight within ourselves and the hope that, like Theseus, we can find our way through the labyrinth and emerge victorious. In the ancient world, where the gods held sway over the destinies of men, there lived a powerful king named Minos. Ruler of the island of Crete, Minos was a man of great ambition and pride. He desired nothing more than to prove his divine right to reign, seeking favor from the gods to affirm his supremacy. This is where our story takes a dark and fateful turn, one that would echo through the ages with both horror and tragedy. One day, Minos called upon Poseidon, the mighty god of the sea, and prayed for a sign of his divine support. He asked for a bull, so magnificent that it would be clear to all that Minos was chosen by the gods. In response, Poseidon sent a dazzling white bull from the depths of the ocean, a creature of unparalleled beauty and majesty. Its coat shimmered like polished marble, and its eyes held the depth of the sea itself. Minos was in awe of the bull's splendor and knew that he was meant to sacrifice it in honor of Poseidon, sealing his divine favor. But as he stood before the magnificent creature, Minos' heart wavered. He was overcome by greed and desire, unable to part with such a wondrous beast. He thought he could outsmart the god of the sea, believing he could offer a lesser bull in its place without facing any consequences. Angering the gods is never a trivial matter. Poseidon, feeling betrayed and insulted by Minos' deceit, decided to exact a punishment that would be both severe and unforgettable. He cast a terrible curse upon Pasiphae, Minos' queen. The curse was a twisted and cruel form of vengeance. Pasiphae would fall madly in love with the very bull that Minos refused to sacrifice. Pasiphae's love was not a gentle affection but an all-consuming obsession. Her thoughts became dominated by the white bull, her dreams haunted by its image. She felt a longing so intense that it drove her to the brink of madness. She knew that to act on this love would be monstrous, yet the curse left her no choice. Desperation led her to seek help from Daedalus, the master craftsman and inventor. Daedalus, known for his unparalleled ingenuity, was troubled by Pasiphae's request but ultimately agreed to assist her. He constructed a hollow wooden cow, covered in real cowhide, so lifelike that it could deceive even the sharpest eyes. Pasiphae climbed inside this contraption, and thus was able to fulfill her cursed desire with the bull. From this unnatural union, a creature unlike any the world had ever seen was born. The Minotaur, with the body of a man and the head of a bull, was a living testament to the gods' wrath and the folly of mortals. His very existence was a blend of innocence and monstrosity, a child born from a curse and a symbol of divine retribution. As he grew, so did his strength and ferocity, a constant reminder to Minos of his own hubris. King Minos was horrified by the sight of the Minotaur. He could not bring himself to kill the creature, yet he could not allow it to roam free and endanger his kingdom. Seeking a solution, he once again turned to Daedalus, this time asking him to create a structure that could contain the Minotaur. Daedalus designed and built the Labyrinth, a vast, complex maze beneath the palace of Knossos. It was a place so intricate that no one who entered could ever find their way out. The labyrinth became the Minotaur's prison, a dark and twisted reflection of his tormented existence. Within its stone walls, he was isolated from the world, a prisoner of fate and the sins of his parents. His roars of anger and sorrow echoed through the corridors, a chilling sound that struck fear into the hearts of all who heard it. Yet, the labyrinth was not enough to keep the Minotaur's hunger at bay. To satisfy the beast, Minos demanded a gruesome tribute from Athens. Every 9 years, 7 young men and 7 young women were to be sent to Crete and sacrificed to the Minotaur. This tribute was a constant reminder of the dark pact between man and God, and the innocent lives lost were a tragic testament to the consequences of Minos' arrogance. This part of the myth encapsulates the profound emotions and moral lessons that the ancient Greeks held dear. The story of King Minos, Pasiphae, and the Cretan bull is a tale of love twisted by divine will, of hubris punished by the gods, and of the monstrous outcomes that can arise from human folly. The Minotaur, born from a curse, became an enduring symbol of the struggle between human desires and divine decree. The myth also speaks to the concept of fate and inevitability. No matter how Minos tried to control his destiny, the consequences of his actions were unavoidable. His attempt to deceive Poseidon led to the birth of the Minotaur, a creature whose very existence was a living reminder of the god's wrath. The labyrinth, meant to contain the Minotaur, became a symbol of the complexity and unpredictability of life itself, where every choice and action can lead to unforeseen consequences. In the end, the story of King Minos, Pasiphae, and the Cretan bull is a powerful reminder of the intricate web of fate and the inescapable consequences of our actions. It is a tale that stirs the heart and provokes deep reflection, echoing through the ages with its timeless lessons and emotional depth. The Minotaur, with his tragic origins and monstrous fate, remains one of the most poignant figures in Greek mythology, a symbol of the eternal struggle between human ambition and the divine order. In the golden age of myth, where gods and mortals walked a perilous path together, there was a queen named Pasiphae whose fate was twisted by divine wrath. Her story is one of love and suffering, bound together in a curse that gave birth to a legend that haunts the annals of history. The tale of Pasiphae's curse and the conception of the Minotaur is a saga of heartbreak and horror that begins with a seemingly simple act of defiance. Pasiphae, the queen of Crete, was beautiful and proud, married to King Minos, a man of great ambition. Minos desired a sign from the gods to solidify his rule and turned to Poseidon, the god of the sea. Poseidon, in his magnificence, sent forth a stunning white bull from the ocean's depths, a creature so splendid that it seemed carved from moonlight itself. This bull was meant to be a sacrifice, a gift from Minos to honor the god and show his piety. However, Minos' eyes betrayed his heart. Struck by the bull's beauty, he decided to keep it for himself, sacrificing a common bull in its place. In his hubris, Minos believed he could deceive a god. Poseidon, the mighty deity whose realm encompassed the boundless seas, would not be so easily fooled. The god's anger was swift and terrible, and he cast a curse upon Pasiphae, Minos' innocent queen. This curse was unlike any other, a cruel twist of fate that turned love into madness. Pasiphae found herself gripped by a fierce and unnatural desire for the bull. It was as though a fire had been kindled in her heart, burning with an intensity that left her powerless to resist. The love she felt was consuming and all-encompassing, driving her to the edge of sanity. Day and night, Pasiphae was tormented by visions of the bull. She saw its majestic form in her dreams, felt its power in every heartbeat. Her mind, once clear and sharp, became clouded with longing. She could think of nothing else, her every thought consumed by the cursed love that had been forced upon her. She knew her desire was unnatural, a grotesque mockery of love, but she could not escape its grip. In her desperation, Pasiphae sought the aid of Daedalus, the master craftsman renowned for his brilliance. Daedalus, moved by the queen's anguish and bound by his duty to the royal family, agreed to help her. His mind worked feverishly, devising a plan to bring Pasiphae's torment to an end. He crafted a hollow wooden cow, covered in real cowhide, so lifelike that it could deceive even the most discerning eyes. With a heavy heart, Pasiphae climbed inside the wooden contraption. As she did, tears streamed down her face, a silent testament to the horror of her situation. She was a queen, a mother, and yet here she was, driven to such extremes by a god's wrath. Inside the wooden cow, hidden from prying eyes, Pasiphae's cursed desire was consummated. From this union, the Minotaur was conceived. When he was born, the palace was struck by a profound silence, a hush that signaled the arrival of something both tragic and monstrous. The infant had the body of a human but the head of a bull, a grotesque fusion that embodied the curse's cruelty. Pasiphae cradled her child, her heart breaking for the innocent life born from such dark circumstances. The Minotaur's birth was a moment of profound sorrow. Pasiphae looked into the eyes of her son and saw the reflection of her own torment. His cries echoed through the halls, a haunting sound that spoke of pain and confusion. He was a creature caught between two worlds, neither fully human nor beast, destined for a life of isolation and fear. As the Minotaur grew, his strength and ferocity became apparent. His presence was a constant reminder of Poseidon's curse and Minos' folly. The people of Crete whispered about the beast in the labyrinth, a place where no one dared to venture. The labyrinth, designed by Daedalus, was a prison for the Minotaur, a maze so intricate that escape was impossible. Pasiphae's heart ached for her son, trapped in the darkness. She knew he was not to blame for his existence, that he was as much a victim of the gods' wrath as she was. Yet, she was powerless to change his fate. Her love for him was fierce and unwavering, but it was tinged with an unending sorrow. The labyrinth's walls could not contain the depth of her grief. The story of Pasiphae's curse and the conception of the Minotaur is a tale of divine punishment and human suffering. It is a story of a mother's love twisted by fate, of a child born into a world that could never accept him. Pasiphae's plight is one that touches the heart, a reminder of the fragility of our lives and the capriciousness of the gods. In the end, Pasiphae's curse is a story of endurance. It is about finding the strength to love in the face of unimaginable pain, about the bonds that hold us together even when the world seems determined to tear us apart. The Minotaur, born from a curse, lived a life of tragedy, but he was also a testament to the enduring power of love and the resilience of the human spirit. In the heart of Crete, beneath the grandeur of the royal palace, a quiet but profound moment of birth unfolded, one that would forever alter the fate of a kingdom. Pasiphae, the queen, lay exhausted but vigilant, her heart a tempest of love and dread. The night air was heavy with the weight of what was to come, and when the cries of a newborn pierced the silence, the world stood still. The Minotaur was born. This child, born of a curse, was unlike any other. His body was human, but his head was that of a bull, a grotesque testament to the wrath of the gods. As he drew his first breath, Pasiphae cradled him gently, her eyes filled with a mix of maternal love and unutterable sorrow. She named him Asterius, a name that held a fragment of dignity and hope amidst the darkness that surrounded his birth. From the beginning, Asterius, the Minotaur, was a creature of tragic beauty. His mother's love for him was fierce and unconditional. She saw past his monstrous exterior to the innocent child within. She whispered lullabies to soothe his cries and held him close, shielding him from the harsh judgment of the world. But outside their private sanctuary, whispers of fear and revulsion spread through the palace. As Asterius grew, so did the challenges of his existence. His strength and ferocity became more pronounced, traits inherited from the divine bull that was his father. He was a creature caught between two worlds, neither fully human nor fully beast, and this duality marked every aspect of his early life. His mind was that of a child, full of wonder and curiosity, but his appearance struck terror into those who beheld him. The corridors of the palace, which should have been his playground, became his prison. The servants avoided him, their eyes filled with fear and pity. Even his father, King Minos, could barely stand to look at him, seeing in Asterius a constant reminder of his own hubris and the gods' punishment. Pasiphae, torn between her duties as queen and her love for her son, did her best to provide Asterius with a semblance of a normal life. But normalcy was an illusion. As Asterius reached his early childhood, it became clear that his strength was beyond control. His innocent attempts at play often ended in destruction, his untrained power a danger to those around him. The palace, once resplendent with the laughter of children, grew silent and somber, overshadowed by the presence of the Minotaur. Minos, desperate to protect his kingdom and perhaps to hide his own shame, made a decision that would shape the rest of Asterius' life. He commissioned Daedalus, the master craftsman, to construct a labyrinth beneath the palace. This labyrinth was to be a place where Asterius could live away from the world's eyes, a complex maze that would contain his strength and fury. The labyrinth was a marvel of design, a sprawling network of winding passages and dead ends. It was meant to be a sanctuary, but it felt more like a tomb. When the time came for Asterius to be led into his new home, Pasiphae's heart broke anew. She held him tightly, her tears falling unchecked, knowing that once he entered the labyrinth, he would be forever separated from the world above. In the dim light of the labyrinth, Asterius roamed, his roars echoing through the stone corridors. His early life was a mixture of loneliness and confusion. He could not understand why he was kept away from the world, why he was treated as a monster. The labyrinth's twisting paths mirrored the complexity of his own emotions, a maze without end or solace. Pasiphae, despite the separation, continued to love her son fiercely. She would visit the entrance of the labyrinth, leaving food and water, whispering words of comfort into the darkness. She longed to hold him again, to see his face and reassure him of her love. But the curse had cast its shadow too far, and her efforts, though filled with love, could not erase the isolation that defined his existence. The Minotaur's early life was a tragic symphony of love and despair. He was a child who craved affection, trapped in a body that inspired fear. His mother's love was his only light, a beacon in the darkness of the labyrinth. Yet, as he grew, he could not escape the monstrous destiny that had been forced upon him. The years passed, and the boy Asterius transformed into the fearsome Minotaur of legend. His strength became more formidable, and his loneliness more profound. The labyrinth, once a place of bewilderment, became his domain, a kingdom of shadows where he ruled alone. His roars, once filled with the confusion of a child, now echoed with the rage and sorrow of a being caught between worlds. In the labyrinth, the Minotaur's heart remained that of Pasiphae's beloved son. Her whispers of love and her tearful visits were memories that sustained him, a reminder that he was more than the monster the world saw. But as the Minotaur grew, the innocence of his early years was overshadowed by the harsh reality of his existence. The birth and early life of the Minotaur is a tale that stirs the soul, a story of a child born into a world that could not accept him. It is a narrative of a mother's unwavering love and a father's regret, of a creature who longed for acceptance but found only fear. The Minotaur's journey from birth to childhood is a poignant reflection of the pain and beauty of human existence, a testament to the enduring power of love even in the darkest of places. In the grand palace of Knossos, where marble floors gleamed under the golden sunlight, King Minos paced restlessly, his heart weighed down by an impossible dilemma. The birth of the Minotaur, a creature born from divine wrath, had brought shame and fear to his kingdom. The once proud king now found himself grappling with a problem that seemed beyond any mortal's ability to solve. His son, Asterius, was a being of extraordinary strength and ferocity, his very existence a reminder of Minos' hubris and the gods' punishment. Minos' love for his son was a complicated tangle of pride, guilt, and fear. He could not bear the thought of killing Asterius, yet he knew that the boy, growing stronger and more unruly by the day, posed a grave danger to his people. Each time he heard the beast's anguished roars echoing through the palace walls, Minos felt a pang of helplessness. The kingdom he had fought so hard to build was at risk, and his people lived in a state of constant dread. In his desperation, Minos summoned Daedalus, the master craftsman and inventor whose genius was renowned throughout the ancient world. Daedalus arrived in the royal court, his eyes keen and observant, taking in the king's troubled expression. Minos spoke to him with a voice that trembled slightly, revealing the depth of his anguish. He explained the dire situation, his words heavy with the weight of his burden. Daedalus, Minos began, his voice cracking, "I need your help. My son, Asterius, the Minotaur, is a danger to my kingdom. I cannot kill him, but I must protect my people. You are the only one who can devise a solution. I need a structure, a place to contain him where he can live, but pose no threat to anyone." Daedalus listened intently, his mind already racing through possibilities. He knew this task would be unlike any he had undertaken before. The solution had to be more than just a prison, it had to be a masterpiece of design, a structure that could hold the powerful and unpredictable creature indefinitely. As the king's words faded into the somber air, Daedalus nodded, accepting the challenge that fate had placed before him. With a heart full of determination and empathy for the king's plight, Daedalus began to draft his plans. He envisioned a labyrinth, a vast and intricate maze so complex that escape would be impossible. This labyrinth would be a place where Asterius could live out his days, his strength and fury contained within its endless corridors. Construction of the labyrinth commenced, with Daedalus overseeing every detail. The palace grounds buzzed with activity as workers hauled stones and carved intricate pathways under Daedalus's meticulous direction. The sound of hammers and chisels filled the air, a symphony of creation that masked the underlying sorrow of its purpose. Day by day, the labyrinth took shape, a sprawling network of tunnels and chambers that twisted and turned with bewildering complexity. Daedalus designed it with such precision that even he would struggle to navigate its depths without a map. The walls were high and impenetrable, the passages narrow and winding, creating a maze that seemed to go on forever. The labyrinth was both a marvel of human ingenuity and a tragic symbol of confinement. As the final stone was set in place, Daedalus stood back to survey his creation. The labyrinth was a testament to his genius, a structure of unparalleled complexity and beauty. But in the silence that followed the end of construction, a profound sadness settled over him. He had built a prison for a child, a creature born not of its own choosing but of a curse. The thought weighed heavily on Daedalus, but he knew he had fulfilled his duty to the king. The time came for Asterius to be led into the labyrinth. The day was overcast, as if the heavens themselves mourned the event. Pasiphae, torn by grief, embraced her son for what she knew might be the last time. Her tears soaked into his fur, and she whispered words of love and sorrow, holding him close. Asterius, though fearsome in appearance, was still a child at heart, confused and scared by the events unfolding around him. King Minos watched from a distance, his face a mask of stoic resolve. His heart ached with a father's love and a king's responsibility. He could not allow his people to live in fear, yet he could not bring himself to end his son's life. The labyrinth was his only recourse, a bitter compromise that offered safety to his kingdom and life to his son. With a heavy heart, Daedalus guided Asterius to the entrance of the labyrinth. The Minotaur looked back one last time, his eyes meeting those of his mother and father. In that moment, the tragedy of his existence was laid bare. He was a child cursed by the gods, a victim of circumstances beyond his control. As he stepped into the labyrinth, the darkness swallowed him, and the heavy stone door closed behind him with a resounding thud. The labyrinth became Asterius' new home, a place of endless wandering and isolation. His roars echoed through the stone walls, a haunting reminder of the life that had been torn away from him. He was a prisoner of fate, caught in a maze that mirrored the complexity and sorrow of his existence. King Minos, though he had secured the safety of his people, was haunted by the cries of his son. Each roar that reached his ears was a dagger to his heart, a reminder of the price he had paid for his throne. Pasiphae, too, lived with the pain of knowing her child was alone and suffering, her love for him undiminished by the distance that now separated them. Daedalus, despite the success of his creation, could not escape the sadness that accompanied his achievement. He had built a masterpiece, but it was a prison nonetheless. The labyrinth stood as a testament to human ingenuity and the tragic consequences of divine retribution, a structure that would be remembered for generations as both a marvel and a monument to suffering. The story of King Minos' commission to Daedalus to build the labyrinth is one that touches the deepest corners of the heart. It is a tale of a father's impossible choice, a mother's undying love, and a craftsman's bittersweet triumph. The labyrinth, with its winding passages and echoing cries, remains a symbol of the delicate balance between duty and compassion, a reminder that even in the darkest of places, love and sorrow are intertwined. The labyrinth stood like a silent sentinel beneath the palace of Knossos, its entrance a dark maw that seemed to breathe with a life of its own. It was a place of mystery and fear, a marvel of architecture and a monument to human suffering. Built to contain the monstrous Minotaur, the labyrinth was not just a physical structure, but a symbol of the complexity and pain woven into the very fabric of Crete's history. Daedalus, the master craftsman, poured his heart and soul into the creation of the labyrinth. Every stone was laid with precision, every corridor meticulously planned. The labyrinth was designed to be a perfect prison, a place where even the most cunning mind would be hopelessly lost. Its winding passages twisted and turned in ways that defied logic, creating a maze so intricate that escape was impossible. Entering the labyrinth was like stepping into another world. The light from the entrance faded quickly, leaving behind an oppressive darkness that pressed in from all sides. The air was cool and damp, carrying the faint, musty scent of ancient stone. As one moved deeper into the maze, the sounds of the outside world vanished, replaced by an eerie silence that was broken only by the distant echoes of the Minotaur's roars. The walls of the labyrinth were high and smooth, built from massive stones that seemed to absorb light. Each passage looked like the next, a deliberate design meant to confuse and disorient. Dead ends and false paths were everywhere, leading to nowhere but frustration and despair. The labyrinth was a physical manifestation of Asterius' own confusion and isolation, a place where he was trapped both in body and spirit. But the labyrinth was more than just a prison for the Minotaur. It was a reflection of King Minos' own internal struggle. To the people of Crete, it represented the king's attempt to control the uncontrollable, to manage the divine wrath that had befallen his family. It was a testament to human ingenuity and the lengths to which a father would go to protect his kingdom while grappling with the consequences of his own actions. For Asterius, the labyrinth was a world of perpetual night. As he wandered its endless corridors, his powerful form moving silently through the darkness, he became both king and prisoner of this subterranean domain. His roars, filled with anguish and rage, echoed through the stone passages, reaching the ears of no one but himself. The Minotaur's existence within the labyrinth was a tragic ballet of strength and suffering, a dance performed in solitude. Yet, despite its fearsome reputation, the labyrinth held a strange beauty. Daedalus' genius was evident in every corner, every turn. The symmetry and design were unparalleled, a work of art crafted from stone and shadow. It was a place where the mundane and the extraordinary intersected, where the brilliance of human creation was tempered by the sorrow of its purpose. The significance of the labyrinth extended beyond its physical form. It became a legend, a story told around firesides and whispered in hushed tones. It was a symbol of the unknown, a reminder of the limits of human power and the mysteries that lay beyond comprehension. The labyrinth was a place where heroes proved their mettle, where the boundaries of courage and fear were tested. For the people of Crete, the labyrinth was a source of both pride and fear. They marveled at its construction, a testament to Daedalus' unmatched skill, but they also feared the beast that lurked within. The labyrinth was a constant reminder of the gods' power and the fragility of human life. It stood as a warning, a cautionary tale of what could happen when mortals dared to defy the divine. In the hearts of those who knew the story, the labyrinth represented the complexity of life itself. It was a place where one could get lost, not just physically but emotionally and spiritually. It was a maze of choices and consequences, of paths taken and opportunities missed. The labyrinth was a mirror of the human soul, reflecting the darkness and light that reside within us all. As the years passed, the legend of the labyrinth grew. It became a part of Crete's cultural identity, a story passed down through generations. Heroes like Theseus would venture into its depths, facing the Minotaur in a battle that was as much about confronting inner demons as it was about slaying a physical beast. The labyrinth was a proving ground, a place where true character was revealed. The story of the labyrinth and the Minotaur is one that touches the deepest parts of our hearts. It speaks of love and loss, of courage and fear, of human ingenuity and divine wrath. It is a story that reminds us of the complexity of life, of the mazes we all must navigate, and the monsters we must face along the way. In the end, the labyrinth is not just a structure of stone and mortar. It is a living, breathing entity, infused with the hopes and fears of all who enter its depths. It is a place where the lines between reality and myth blur, where the physical and the emotional are intertwined. The labyrinth is a testament to the enduring power of stories and the way they shape our understanding of the world. As we think of the labyrinth, we remember the genius of Daedalus, the sorrow of Pasiphae, the torment of Asterius, and the complex legacy of King Minos. The labyrinth is a symbol of the human condition, a reminder that even in the darkest places, there is beauty, and within the most intricate mazes, there is always a way through. The sun had barely risen when the heavy stone door of the labyrinth closed with a final, echoing thud, sealing the Minotaur within its cold, unyielding embrace. From that moment on, the labyrinth became both his home and his prison, a place where light and freedom were replaced by shadows and confinement. The boy, once known as Asterius, vanished into the maze, his existence reduced to that of a creature of legend and fear. In the silent darkness, the Minotaur roamed. The labyrinth's endless corridors, meticulously designed by Daedalus, became a winding and confusing world where time seemed to stand still. Day and night lost meaning in the labyrinth's eternal gloom. The air was thick and musty, filled with the scent of damp stone and the faint echoes of the outside world, just beyond reach. For Asterius, each step through the labyrinth was a reminder of his isolation. The walls, towering and impenetrable, closed in on him, offering no escape. His powerful body, a mixture of human and bull, moved with a grace that belied his monstrous appearance. Yet, no matter how far he wandered, every path led him deeper into the maze, farther from the life he had known. The Minotaur's confinement was a symphony of loneliness and rage. The labyrinth's intricate design, a marvel of human ingenuity, became his cage. As days turned into months and months into years, Asterius' cries of despair and fury echoed through the stone corridors, unheard by any except himself. His voice, once filled with the innocent curiosity of a child, now carried the weight of endless suffering. Asterius' mother, Pasiphae, never forgot her son. She visited the entrance of the labyrinth as often as she could, leaving offerings of food and water. She whispered words of love and sorrow into the darkness, hoping they would reach his ears. Her heart ached with the knowledge that her child was alone, his life reduced to a tragic existence within the confines of the maze. Each visit was a painful reminder of the curse that had befallen their family. The labyrinth itself seemed to pulse with a life of its own. The pathways twisted and turned, creating an ever-shifting landscape that mirrored the Minotaur's inner turmoil. Every corner, every dead end was a testament to his captivity, a physical manifestation of his endless search for freedom. The walls were his only companions, silent witnesses to his suffering. In his confinement, Asterius' mind was a battleground of conflicting emotions. He remembered the softness of his mother's touch, the warmth of her embrace. He longed for the days when he was cradled in her arms, safe from the world's judgment. But those memories were overshadowed by the harsh reality of his existence. The Minotaur, once a boy full of dreams and wonder, was now a creature consumed by anger and despair. The labyrinth, with its intricate design, offered no solace. Its complexity, intended to contain the Minotaur's strength, also reflected the tangled web of his thoughts and emotions. Asterius' powerful form prowled the corridors, his roars of frustration reverberating off the stone walls. He was both the master and the prisoner of this subterranean domain, a king without a kingdom, a child without a childhood. Despite the darkness, there were moments of quiet introspection. In the stillness of the labyrinth, Asterius would sometimes pause, his breath heavy and labored. He would lean against the cold stone, his thoughts drifting to the world beyond. He imagined the sunlight on his face, the sound of the sea crashing against the cliffs of Crete. These fleeting dreams were his only escape, a brief respite from the relentless reality of his confinement. The Minotaur's confinement was not just physical, it was also a profound psychological imprisonment. Asterius was trapped between two identities, neither fully human nor fully beast. This duality tormented him, a constant reminder of the curse that defined his existence. His human heart yearned for connection, for understanding, but his monstrous form repelled those who might offer it. In the labyrinth, Asterius' humanity struggled to survive. He clung to the memories of his mother's love, the only light in his otherwise dark world. Pasiphae's visits, though brief and distant, were lifelines that sustained him. Her whispered words of affection echoed in his mind, a constant reminder that he was not entirely forgotten. Yet, the labyrinth's endless corridors seemed to mock his hope, reinforcing the hopelessness of his situation. As the years passed, the Minotaur's confinement became a legend. Stories of the fearsome creature lurking in the labyrinth spread throughout Crete and beyond. The labyrinth, once a marvel of architecture, was now a symbol of terror and mystery. Few dared to approach its entrance, and those who did were often driven away by the mere sound of the Minotaur's roars. The legend of Asterius, the boy who became a beast, became a cautionary tale, a reminder of the gods' wrath and the fragility of human life. Yet, amidst the darkness and despair, there was a flicker of resilience in Asterius' heart. His confinement, though cruel and unending, did not completely extinguish his spirit. The Minotaur's roars, once filled with pure rage, began to carry a note of defiance. He was a creature of strength and power, but also of enduring will. The labyrinth might confine his body, but it could not fully contain the essence of who he was. The Minotaur's confinement is a tale of profound sorrow and enduring strength. It is a story of a child lost to the world, of a mother's undying love, and of the complex web of fate and choice that binds us all. In the cold, dark corridors of the labyrinth, Asterius' spirit remained unbroken, a testament to the resilience of the human heart. The sun set over the city of Athens, casting long shadows over its ancient streets. The air was thick with tension, as the people of Athens grappled with a sorrow that seemed too great to bear. The proud city, known for its wisdom and strength, had been brought to its knees by a devastating decree from the powerful King Minos of Crete. Years ago, a tragic event sparked a chain of events leading to Athens' subjugation. Androgeus, the son of King Minos, had traveled to Athens to participate in the Panathenaic Games. He was a talented athlete, and his skill and charm won the hearts of many. But fate had other plans. Androgeus was killed under mysterious circumstances, some say at the hands of jealous competitors, others whispering it was a plot by the Athenians themselves, fearful of his prowess. King Minos, stricken with grief and rage over the loss of his beloved son, demanded justice. His heart, once full of pride and love, was now consumed by a desire for vengeance. He launched a brutal war against Athens, and the city, despite its valiant resistance, could not withstand the might of Crete. Defeated and broken, Athens was forced to submit to Minos' cruel terms. As a tribute to their conqueror, Athens was required to send 7 young men and 7 young women to Crete every 9 years. These youths, in the prime of their lives, were chosen by lot, their fate sealed by the whims of chance. The knowledge of their impending doom hung over the city like a dark cloud. The chosen 14 were to be sent into the Labyrinth, a complex maze beneath the palace of Knossos, where they would face the Minotaur. None had ever returned. The people of Athens were gripped by a profound sense of despair and helplessness. Each cycle of tribute selection was a period of mourning and dread. Families clung to their children, hoping against hope that they would be spared the horror of the labyrinth. The lottery was a cruel reminder of their subjugation, a ritual that tore at the very fabric of their society. The youths selected for the tribute were often the most promising and beautiful, their lives full of potential and dreams. They were paraded through the city, adorned in white garments, symbols of innocence and purity. Their eyes, however, betrayed their fear and sorrow. Mothers wept openly, fathers stood in silent anguish, and friends bid tearful farewells. The journey to Crete was a march of broken dreams and shattered hopes. Among those chosen was a young man named Theseus. He was different from the others, his spirit unbroken despite the weight of his fate. His determination and courage shone through his eyes, a beacon of hope in the midst of despair. As he walked through the streets of Athens, he vowed to end the cycle of suffering, to free his people from the cruel grip of King Minos. The voyage to Crete was a somber affair. The sea, which had once been a source of life and prosperity for the Athenians, now seemed a pathway to doom. The young tributes huddled together, seeking comfort in their shared plight. They whispered prayers to the gods, hoping for a miracle that would spare them from the labyrinth's horrors. Upon their arrival in Crete, they were led to the palace of Knossos, its grandeur a stark contrast to their sorrow. The labyrinth loomed ahead, a dark and foreboding structure that seemed to swallow all hope. The tributes were handed over to the guards, their hearts pounding with fear. The knowledge that they would soon face the Minotaur, the beast of legend, filled them with a terror that words could not express. Theseus, however, remained resolute. He had a plan, one that he hoped would bring an end to the suffering of his people. He sought the help of Ariadne, the daughter of King Minos, who was moved by his bravery and determination. She gave him a ball of thread, a lifeline that would guide him through the labyrinth's twisted corridors. As Theseus entered the labyrinth, he felt the weight of his people's hopes on his shoulders. The darkness closed in around him, the silence punctuated only by the distant echoes of the Minotaur's roars. With each step, he unspooled the thread, leaving a trail that would lead him back to the entrance. His heart pounded in his chest, but his resolve never wavered. Deeper and deeper he ventured, the labyrinth's passages becoming more confounding with every turn. The air was thick and heavy, filled with the scent of damp stone and fear. Suddenly, the ground shook with the approaching footsteps of the Minotaur. The beast appeared, its massive form towering over Theseus. Its eyes, filled with fury and pain, locked onto the young hero. In that moment, Theseus saw not just a monster, but a creature born of suffering and neglect. The Minotaur, once a child like any other, had been condemned to a life of darkness and isolation. Theseus' heart ached for the beast, even as he steeled himself for the battle that would decide the fate of his people. With a mixture of skill and bravery, Theseus fought the Minotaur. The battle was fierce, the labyrinth's walls echoing with the sounds of their struggle. Finally, with a mighty thrust, Theseus struck the fatal blow. The Minotaur fell, its roars of rage giving way to a haunting silence. The beast was dead, but its tragic story would live on in the hearts of those who knew it. Theseus retraced his steps, guided by the thread, and emerged from the labyrinth a hero. The other tributes, who had waited in terrified anticipation, greeted him with a mixture of disbelief and joy. They were free, their nightmare over. Theseus had not only slain the Minotaur, but had also shattered the chains of subjugation that had bound Athens for so long. The return to Athens was a triumphant one. The city, which had been shrouded in sorrow, erupted in celebration. Theseus was hailed as a savior, his name forever etched into the annals of history. The tribute to Crete was no more, and Athens could begin to heal from the wounds of its past. The story of Athens' subjugation and the demand for tributes is one of profound sorrow and enduring hope. It is a tale of a city brought to its knees, of young lives sacrificed, and of a hero who rose to confront a seemingly insurmountable challenge. It reminds us of the resilience of the human spirit, the power of courage, and the unbreakable bond of love and sacrifice that defines us all. In the heart of ancient Athens, where the olive trees whispered secrets of old and the Acropolis stood sentinel over the bustling city, there existed a tradition born of sorrow and fear, a tradition that would come to define the fate of its youth. Once every 9 years, as the sun dipped below the horizon and cast a golden glow over the marble temples, the city would gather in solemn ceremony. Families clung to their loved ones, their hearts heavy with dread and hope. For this was the day when Athens would select the 14 young souls who would embark on a journey from which few returned, the tribute demanded by King Minos of Crete. The selection process was both a lottery of chance and a lottery of fate. 14 names were drawn, their destiny sealed by the gods' whims and the fearsome decree of a grieving king. The chosen ones, their faces etched with the innocence of youth and the burden of impending doom, were adorned in garments of white, a stark contrast to the shadows that loomed over their departure. Mothers wept openly, their tears mingling with the whispered prayers that filled the air. Fathers stood in stoic silence, their hearts heavy with the knowledge that they could not protect their children from the cruel hand of fate. Friends clung to each other, their laughter replaced by somber embraces, as they bid tearful farewells to those who had been chosen. Among the chosen was a young woman named Ariadne, whose beauty was matched only by her compassion. Her eyes, usually bright with laughter, were now clouded with sorrow as she joined the procession. She had seen her brother, the Minotaur, his monstrous form a testament to the tragedy that had befallen their family. Despite her grief, Ariadne held on to a glimmer of hope, a hope that one day, someone would come to end the cycle of suffering. As the youths made their way through the city, their path lined with mournful onlookers, the weight of their sacrifice hung heavy in the air. They were not just children of Athens, they were symbols of its resilience in the face of adversity. Each step toward the harbor, where the ship bound for Crete awaited, felt like a march toward an uncertain fate, a fate that had already claimed the lives and dreams of so many before them. The voyage to Crete was a journey through waters tinged with sorrow and fear. The sea, once a source of life and prosperity for Athens, now seemed a vast expanse of uncertainty. The young tributes huddled together on the deck, seeking solace in each other's presence. They whispered prayers to the gods, their voices carried away by the wind, as they clung to the hope of a miracle that would spare them from the labyrinth's horrors. Upon their arrival in Crete, they were met with the grandeur of Knossos, its towering walls a stark reminder of the kingdom's power and pride. The labyrinth, hidden beneath the palace, awaited them, a twisting maze of stone and shadow that had claimed countless lives before theirs. The tributes were handed over to the guards, their hearts pounding with fear as they were led toward their inevitable confrontation with the Minotaur. Among them, Theseus stood out, a young man whose determination and courage burned bright despite the darkness that surrounded him. He had vowed to end the cycle of suffering, to free his people from the grip of King Minos. His eyes, filled with a steely resolve, met Ariadne's gaze, a silent promise that he would not falter in his quest. As the tributes descended into the labyrinth, the air grew thick with tension. The darkness closed in around them, the silence broken only by the faint echoes of their footsteps. They clutched the torches provided to them, their flickering flames offering little solace in the face of the unknown. Each turn of the labyrinth's corridors was a step deeper into a world where fear and despair held sway. The Minotaur, imprisoned within the labyrinth's depths, awaited them, a creature born of tragedy and cursed by fate. Its roars reverberated through the stone passages, a chilling reminder of the danger that lurked ahead. The tributes pressed on, guided by a mixture of hope and desperation, their minds racing with thoughts of survival and sacrifice. For hours, they wandered through the labyrinth, their hearts pounding with every twist and turn. Some lost their way in the maze's intricate design, their cries of confusion swallowed by the darkness. Others clung to the thread of hope that Theseus had left behind, a lifeline that guided them through the labyrinth's treacherous paths. Finally, they came face to face with the Minotaur, a towering figure whose monstrous form struck fear into their hearts. Its eyes, filled with anguish and rage, locked onto theirs, its breath hot and heavy with the scent of blood. The tributes stood frozen in terror, their torches casting flickering shadows across the labyrinth's walls. But Theseus did not falter. With a courage born of desperation and determination, he confronted the Minotaur in a battle that would decide the fate of Athens. The labyrinth echoed with the sounds of their struggle, a clash of strength and will that reverberated through its ancient corridors. With a final, decisive blow, Theseus struck down the Minotaur, its monstrous form collapsing to the ground. As the tributes emerged from the labyrinth, guided by Theseus and the thread that had led him to victory, they were greeted with a mixture of disbelief and relief. They had survived the ordeal, their nightmare over. The Minotaur, once a symbol of terror and suffering, lay defeated, a tragic figure whose story had come to an end. The return to Athens was a journey of triumph and celebration. The city, which had mourned the loss of its youth, now rejoiced in their return. Theseus was hailed as a hero, his name echoing through the streets as a testament to courage and sacrifice. The tradition of tribute to Crete was broken, and Athens could begin to heal from the wounds of its past. The story of the selection and fate of the Athenian youths is one of heartache and hope, of sacrifice and resilience. It is a tale of a city bound by fate, its youth chosen to pay a terrible price for the sins of the past. But it is also a story of courage, of a hero who rose from the darkness to defy destiny and change the course of history. It reminds us of the power of determination and the enduring strength of the human spirit, a spirit that refuses to be broken, even in the face of unimaginable adversity. In the annals of ancient Greece, amidst the tales of gods and heroes, there lies a poignant chapter etched in the hearts of the Athenian people, the cultural and societal impacts wrought by the sacrifices demanded by King Minos of Crete. It is a story of sorrow and resilience, of a city scarred by tragedy yet bound together by a collective spirit that transcends the ages. From the moment the tribute was decreed, Athens was cast into a shadow of fear and mourning. Every 9 years, 14 of its youth, the brightest and most promising, were chosen by lot to embark on a journey that would lead them to the heart of darkness, the labyrinth beneath the palace of Knossos. There, they would face the Minotaur, a creature of myth and terror, whose hunger for human flesh was sated only by the blood of the innocent. The impact of these sacrifices rippled through Athenian society like a stone cast into still waters. Families were shattered by loss, their homes haunted by the absence of loved ones taken too soon. Mothers wept for sons who would never return, their cries echoing through the city's narrow streets. Fathers stood stoically, their hearts heavy with grief yet filled with pride for the courage shown by their children in the face of certain death. Yet amidst the sorrow, there emerged a profound sense of unity, a shared understanding that the sacrifices, however tragic, were a necessary burden borne for the greater good of Athens. The chosen youths became martyrs in a struggle against tyranny, their names whispered in reverence as symbols of courage and sacrifice. Their memory was honored in solemn rituals and memorial services, where the city paid homage to those who had given their lives to protect its freedom. The cultural impact of these sacrifices extended beyond the walls of Athens, reaching into the very fabric of Greek society. The tales of heroism and tragedy spread far and wide, carried by travelers and traders who traversed the ancient world. The story of the Minotaur and the Athenian tributes became a cautionary tale, a reminder of the dangers of unchecked power and the consequences of hubris. In the arts and literature of ancient Greece, the sacrifices found their place as a recurring motif, a theme that spoke to the fragility of human life and the resilience of the human spirit. Playwrights and poets drew inspiration from the tales of bravery and sacrifice, weaving them into epic tragedies that captured the essence of the human condition. The theater became a stage for catharsis, where audiences confronted their deepest fears and sorrows through the stories of heroes who faced insurmountable odds. One such hero was Theseus, whose legendary battle with the Minotaur became the stuff of myth and legend. His triumph over the beast symbolized the triumph of good over evil, of courage over fear. Theseus was hailed as a savior, his name synonymous with heroism and hope. His story was retold in countless forms, from epic poetry to pottery, each iteration preserving the legacy of his bravery for future generations to admire and emulate. The societal impacts of the sacrifices were profound, shaping the very identity of Athens as a city-state defined by its resilience and determination. The rituals surrounding the selection of the tributes became ingrained in the city's cultural fabric, a solemn reminder of the sacrifices made in the name of freedom. Citizens gathered in solidarity, their hearts united in grief and solidarity, as they paid homage to those who had laid down their lives for the greater good. As Athens flourished and expanded its influence across the Mediterranean, the memory of the sacrifices endured. The city's commitment to democracy and justice was forged in the crucible of tragedy, its values rooted in the collective memory of those who had fought and died for the principles they held dear. The sacrifices became a touchstone for Athenian identity, a testament to the enduring power of sacrifice and the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. In conclusion, the cultural and societal impacts of the sacrifices demanded by King Minos of Crete were profound and far-reaching. They left an indelible mark on the psyche of the Athenian people, shaping their identity as a city-state defined by courage, resilience, and a commitment to justice. Through tragedy and triumph, the sacrifices became a symbol of the human spirit's capacity for heroism and selflessness, a legacy that continues to resonate through the annals of history. In the sun-drenched hills of ancient treason, where the whispers of the wind carried tales of heroes and gods, a young boy named Theseus grew up under the watchful eye of his grandfather, King Theseus. From an early age, there were whispers about his lineage that set him apart from his peers, for he was not just the son of Aegeus, king of Athens, but also possessed of a divine legacy linked to Poseidon, the god of the sea. Even as a child, Theseus was marked by his strength and courage. He learned to wield a sword and shield, to ride horses and hunt, and to understand the responsibilities that came with his royal bloodline. Yet, beneath his princely exterior, beat a heart filled with a burning desire for justice and a yearning to prove himself worthy of the heroic tales he had heard since infancy. The stories of the Minotaur and the sacrifices demanded by King Minos of Crete reached Theseus' ears like a haunting melody, a tale of sorrow and terror that had gripped Athens for generations. As he grew older, the weight of his heritage bore down upon him, and he knew that one day, he would have to confront the darkness that threatened his people. His destiny lay not just in ruling Athens, but in protecting it from the tyranny of Crete. When the time came for Athens to send its tributes to Crete, Theseus volunteered to be among them. His decision was met with both admiration and concern, for he was not yet a man grown, and his bravery bordered on recklessness. But Theseus was undeterred, his resolve steeled by a sense of duty and a deep-seated belief that he alone could end the cycle of suffering that had plagued his people for so long. With his grandfather's blessing and a promise to Aegeus to change the black sails to white on his return, Theseus embarked on a journey that would test not only his strength and skill but also his courage and compassion. He sailed across the Aegean Sea, his heart heavy with the knowledge of what awaited him in the labyrinth beneath the palace of Knossos. Upon his arrival in Crete, Theseus was met with the grandeur of Knossos, a testament to the kingdom's power and pride. The labyrinth loomed before him, its dark corridors a maze of stone and shadow that seemed to mock his determination. Yet, Theseus did not falter. He met King Minos with a confidence born of purpose, determined to confront the Minotaur and end its reign of terror once and for all. But before he faced the labyrinth's horrors, Theseus found an unexpected ally in Ariadne, King Minos' daughter. Her heart, burdened by the tragedy that had befallen her family, was moved by Theseus' bravery and compassion. She offered him a ball of thread, a lifeline that would guide him through the labyrinth's treacherous passages and ensure his safe return. As Theseus descended into the labyrinth, his heart pounded with a mixture of fear and determination. The air grew thick with the scent of stone and moss, and the silence was broken only by the distant echoes of the Minotaur's roars. He clutched Ariadne's thread tightly, its reassuring touch a reminder of the hope that guided him through the darkness. Deeper and deeper he ventured into the labyrinth, each twist and turn a testament to his unwavering resolve. The Minotaur's presence loomed closer with every step, its monstrous form a chilling reminder of the danger that awaited him. Yet, Theseus pressed on, his senses attuned to the faintest sounds and shadows that marked his path. Finally, Theseus confronted the Minotaur, a creature born of tragedy and cursed by fate. Its eyes, filled with anguish and rage, locked onto his, its breath hot and heavy with the scent of blood. The battle that ensued was fierce and unforgiving, a clash of strength and will that reverberated through the labyrinth's ancient walls. With a final, decisive blow, Theseus struck down the Minotaur, its monstrous form collapsing to the ground. The labyrinth echoed with the silence that followed, a silence broken only by Theseus' labored breath and the steady beat of his heart. He had conquered the beast, but his journey was far from over. As Theseus retraced his steps through the labyrinth, guided by Ariadne's thread, he emerged into the light of day, a hero whose courage and compassion had brought an end to the suffering that had plagued Athens for generations. The tributes who had waited in fearful anticipation greeted him with tearful gratitude, their hearts filled with relief and awe. The return journey to Athens was a triumphant one, the city's streets alive with celebration and praise. Theseus was hailed as a savior, his name spoken in reverence by all who had witnessed his bravery. The black sails of the ship were replaced with white, a symbol of hope and renewal for a city reborn. The story of Theseus' journey to Crete is more than a tale of heroism and adventure, it is a testament to the power of courage and compassion in the face of adversity. It reminds us that true strength lies not only in physical prowess, but also in the willingness to confront darkness and injustice for the greater good. Theseus' journey serves as an enduring example of the heroism that resides within each of us, waiting to be awakened in times of greatest need in the sun-kissed halls of Knossos, where the grandeur of Crete's royal palace cast long shadows over its corridors. There lived a princess named Ariadne, a young woman whose fate was as intertwined with tragedy as it was with courage and compassion. Ariadne's story begins amidst the whispers of the court, where tales of the Minotaur and the labyrinth echoed like a haunting melody. She was the daughter of King Minos, a ruler whose grief and fury knew no bounds after the loss of his son and the curse that had befallen their family. But amidst the sorrow that clouded Knossos, Ariadne possessed a spirit that burned bright with empathy and hope, a spirit that would change the course of history. From a young age, Ariadne had been drawn to the labyrinth, a place of darkness and despair that held the key to her family's salvation. She had heard the cries of the tributes as they descended into its depths, their faces etched with fear and resignation. Her heart ached for them, for she knew the pain of loss all too well. When Theseus, the young prince of Athens, arrived in Crete as one of the chosen tributes, Ariadne's world shifted. She saw in him a kindred spirit, a soul burdened by the weight of destiny yet driven by a courage that defied the darkness around them. Their meeting was fateful, their connection immediate, a bond forged in shared determination to defy the tyranny of the labyrinth and the Minotaur's curse. Ariadne could not bear to see Theseus face the labyrinth alone. Her compassion moved her to action, and she devised a plan to aid him in his quest. With a heart heavy with secrets and hope, she approached Theseus in the quiet of night, offering him a gift that would prove to be his salvation, a ball of thread, woven with care and imbued with the promise of guidance. The thread became Theseus' lifeline, a slender cord that connected him to Ariadne's unwavering support and belief. As he descended into the labyrinth's depths, the thread unspooled behind him, a trail of hope that illuminated the darkness and steadied his resolve. Each step Theseus took, guided by the thread's gentle touch, brought him closer to his confrontation with the Minotaur, a creature whose monstrous form haunted the labyrinth's shadowed corridors. For Ariadne, the moments of waiting were agonizing. She stood vigil in the quiet of her chamber, her thoughts consumed by visions of Theseus confronting the beast that had terrorized her people for so long. She prayed to the gods for his safety, her heart torn between fear for his fate and hope for the triumph of his noble quest. When Theseus emerged victorious from the labyrinth, his breath ragged and his spirit weary yet triumphant, Ariadne's relief was palpable. She rushed to his side, her eyes brimming with tears of joy and gratitude. In Theseus, she saw not just a hero but a beacon of light amidst the darkness, a symbol of courage and compassion that had vanquished the shadows that had plagued their world. Their bond deepened in the aftermath of the Minotaur's defeat. Theseus looked to Ariadne with reverence, his gratitude for her selfless act of kindness filling his heart. Together, they navigated the labyrinth of their emotions, a labyrinth woven with threads of trust and understanding, of hope and shared purpose. But their joy was short-lived, for fate had other plans for Ariadne. As Theseus prepared to return to Athens, bearing the news of his victory and the end of the sacrifices, Ariadne faced a different path, one that would lead her away from Knossos and into the unknown. Her heart heavy with bittersweet farewell, she bid Theseus farewell, her voice filled with the promise of a future where their paths might cross again. Ariadne's role in the tale of the Minotaur and Theseus is one of courage and compassion, of sacrifice and salvation. Her act of kindness, offering Theseus the thread that would guide him through the labyrinth, was not just a gesture of aid but a testament to the power of empathy in the face of adversity. Through her actions, Ariadne became more than a princess, she became a symbol of hope, a beacon of light in a world shrouded in darkness. The thread of salvation, woven with Ariadne's care and imbued with her belief in Theseus' courage, serves as a reminder of the bonds that unite us in times of greatest need. It is a thread that connects hearts and souls, guiding us through the labyrinthine challenges of life and offering solace in moments of doubt and despair. In the tapestry of ancient Greek mythology, Ariadne's story endures, a tale of a princess whose compassion changed the course of history, whose thread of salvation illuminated the path to victory and brought an end to the suffering that had plagued her people. Her legacy lives on in the hearts of those who cherish courage, kindness, and the enduring power of hope. In the ancient labyrinth beneath the towering palace of Knossos, where shadows danced in flickering torchlight and the air hung heavy with the scent of stone and sweat, a battle of epic proportions unfolded, a battle that would determine the fate of Athens and Crete alike. At its heart stood Theseus, a young prince whose courage blazed like a beacon in the darkness, and the Minotaur, a creature born of tragedy and cursed by fate. The journey to this pivotal moment had been fraught with peril and uncertainty. Theseus, driven by a sense of duty and a burning desire to end the cycle of suffering inflicted upon Athens, had volunteered as one of the tributes sent to Crete. His resolve was unwavering, his spirit tempered by the stories of heroism and sacrifice that had shaped his upbringing in the sun-kissed hills of Treason. As Theseus descended into the labyrinth's depths, guided by the slender thread given to him by Ariadne, his senses were assailed by the labyrinth's oppressive silence and the ominous echoes of the Minotaur's roars. Each step brought him closer to the heart of darkness, a place where fear and courage collided in a clash that would resonate through the annals of history. The labyrinth itself seemed a malevolent force, its twisting corridors a maze of treachery and despair designed to confound and entrap. Yet, Theseus pressed on, his heart a steady drumbeat of determination. He clutched Ariadne's thread tightly, its reassuring touch a lifeline that guided him through the labyrinth's labyrinthine passages. At last, Theseus confronted the Minotaur, a creature of myth and terror whose monstrous form loomed large in the labyrinth's shadowed depths. Its eyes, filled with a primal fury and anguish, locked onto his, its breath hot and heavy with the scent of blood. The battle that ensued was a dance of death and survival, a clash of strength and will that reverberated through the labyrinth's ancient stone walls. The Minotaur's roars echoed through the labyrinth as Theseus dodged its furious charges, his sword flashing in the dim light. With each strike, he sought to weaken the beast's resolve, to turn its monstrous strength against it. The creature fought with a primal fury, its massive horns and sinewy muscles a testament to its ferocity and desperation. But Theseus fought not just with skill and strength, but with a heart filled with a compassion that belied the brutality of the battle. He saw in the Minotaur not just a monster but a tragic figure, a creature cursed by its very existence, condemned to a life of isolation and suffering. His blows were not fueled by hatred or vengeance, but by a solemn duty to end the creature's reign of terror and free Athens from its shadow. As the battle reached its climax, Theseus found himself locked in a deadly embrace with the Minotaur. Their struggle echoed through the labyrinth, a symphony of grunts and roars, steel against hide. In a moment of clarity amidst the chaos, Theseus seized upon an opportunity, a chance to deliver a final, decisive blow. With a mighty thrust of his sword, Theseus struck true, piercing the Minotaur's heart. The creature's roar turned to a guttural cry of agony as it collapsed to the ground, its monstrous form writhing in its death throes. The labyrinth shook with the force of its final moments, the echoes of its demise reverberating through the labyrinth's darkened corridors. For Theseus, the victory was bittersweet. He stood over the fallen Minotaur, his chest heaving with exhaustion and sorrow. In the creature's eyes, he saw a reflection of his own humanity, a reminder of the fragility of life and the weight of his actions. He knelt beside the Minotaur, his hand extending in a gesture of mercy and compassion. In its dying moments, the Minotaur looked upon Theseus with a mixture of gratitude and resignation. Its monstrous form softened, its breath slowing as life ebbed away. Theseus whispered a prayer for the creature's soul, a plea for forgiveness and peace in the afterlife. As Theseus emerged from the labyrinth, his brow furrowed with the weight of what he had witnessed and endured, he was greeted by the jubilant cheers of his fellow tributes and the people of Athens. They hailed him as a hero, a savior who had vanquished the darkness and brought an end to the sacrifices that had plagued their city for generations. The battle in the labyrinth had not just been a clash of swords and strength, it had been a testament to the power of courage and compassion, of sacrifice and redemption. Theseus' victory resonated through the ages, a beacon of hope in a world often shrouded in darkness. In the tapestry of ancient Greek mythology, the battle in the labyrinth stands as a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. It is a story of bravery and compassion, of triumph over adversity and the bonds that unite us in times of greatest need. Theseus' journey through the labyrinth is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is light to be found, a light that shines brightest when fueled by courage and guided by compassion. In the heart of ancient Crete, amid the sun-baked shores and the sprawling labyrinth of Knossos, lurked a creature of myth and dread, a being whose very existence struck fear into the hearts of men and gods alike. This was the Minotaur, a monstrous amalgamation of man and bull, born of tragedy and cursed by fate. The Minotaur's tale begins with King Minos of Crete, a ruler whose power and ambition knew no bounds. To assert his dominance and appease the gods, Minos prayed for a majestic bull from Poseidon, god of the sea. But when he received the bull, its beauty and strength were marred by a curse that would unravel the fabric of his kingdom and bring untold sorrow upon his family. Pasiphae, Minos' wife, became ensnared by a madness inflicted upon her by the gods themselves. Her desire for the bull, an obsession that defied reason and morality, led to an unholy union that birthed the Minotaur, a creature neither fully man nor beast, but a monstrous hybrid condemned to a life of solitude and suffering. From its inception, the Minotaur embodied chaos and monstrosity, a living testament to the consequences of unchecked desire and the capriciousness of divine will. Its form, towering and bestial, struck terror into those who beheld it, its bull's head crowned with horns that gleamed with malevolent intent. Yet beneath its monstrous exterior lay a soul tormented by its own existence, a creature cursed to roam the labyrinthine depths of Knossos, forever separated from the world above. The labyrinth itself became its prison, a vast and winding maze designed by Daedalus, the brilliant architect whose genius was eclipsed only by his remorse. Within its stone walls, the Minotaur prowled like a shadow, its roar echoing through its corridors as a chilling reminder of the kingdom's sins. For the people of Crete, the Minotaur was more than a mere monster, it was a symbol of their darkest fears and deepest regrets. Its presence loomed over Knossos like a specter, its hunger for flesh a constant reminder of the kingdom's complicity in its creation. Each tribute sent to the labyrinth was a sacrifice, a grim testament to the lengths to which King Minos would go to maintain his grip on power and appease the gods' wrath. But amidst the terror and despair that surrounded the Minotaur, there lay a tragedy that transcended its monstrous form. It was a tragedy of innocence lost and lives shattered, a tragedy that spoke to the fragility of humanity and the consequences of hubris. As Theseus, the young prince of Athens, ventured into the labyrinth to confront the Minotaur, he carried with him not just a sword and shield, but a sense of purpose and justice. His journey was more than a quest for glory, it was a quest to end the cycle of suffering inflicted upon Athens and Crete alike, to bring an end to the terror that had haunted their lands for generations. When Theseus finally stood face to face with the Minotaur, its monstrous form towering before him, he saw not just a creature of myth and dread, but a reflection of the kingdom's sins and the weight of its legacy. The battle that ensued was a clash of titans, a dance of steel and fury that echoed through the labyrinth's ancient stone walls. With each strike of his sword, Theseus sought not just to defeat the Minotaur, but to confront the darkness that had plagued their world. He fought with a determination fueled by compassion and a sense of duty, a duty to end the suffering of the innocent and to restore balance to a world torn asunder by greed and madness. In the end, as the Minotaur fell beneath Theseus' blade, its monstrous form collapsing to the ground, there was a moment of solemnity, a moment of reflection upon the tragedy that had unfolded within the labyrinth's labyrinthine depths. The Minotaur's death was not just the end of a creature's life, but the end of an era defined by chaos and monstrosity, by the sins of kings and the capriciousness of gods. For Theseus, the Minotaur's demise marked a victory not just over a monster, but over the darkness that had threatened to consume their world. It was a victory forged in courage and compassion, in the belief that even the most monstrous of creatures deserved a chance at redemption. As he emerged from the labyrinth, Theseus carried with him the weight of his victory and the scars of his battle. But he also carried with him a sense of hope, a hope that with the Minotaur's death, a new era could dawn, one defined not by fear and despair, but by courage and compassion. In the annals of Greek mythology, the Minotaur remains a symbol of chaos and monstrosity, of the consequences of unchecked desire and the frailty of human ambition. Its tale serves as a cautionary reminder of the dangers of hubris and the importance of compassion in the face of darkness. And though its roar may have faded into legend, its legacy lives on, a testament to the enduring power of myth and the timeless truths it seeks to impart in the heart of ancient Crete. Beneath the sun-drenched skies and amidst the labyrinthine corridors of Knossos, there exists a labyrinth, a maze of stone and shadows that has captured the imagination of storytellers and scholars alike. But beyond its physical structure lies a deeper truth, a metaphor that resonates through the annals of history, a metaphor for complexity and entrapment. For the labyrinth is more than just a maze of walls and passageways. Imagine, if you will, standing at the threshold of the labyrinth, a daunting edifice that stretches out before you like a puzzle with no clear solution. Its walls rise high, their ancient stones weathered by time and touched by the hands of countless souls who have ventured within, only to become lost in its twists and turns. The labyrinth is a symbol of complexity, a reflection of the intricacies that define our lives and our world. Its corridors wend and weave, leading the traveler deeper into its heart with each step, each turn offering a new challenge, a new test of resolve and understanding. It is a place where paths intersect and diverge, where decisions made in haste can lead to unforeseen consequences, and where the promise of escape is often tantalizingly close yet agonizingly out of reach. But the labyrinth is also a metaphor for entrapment, a prison of stone and shadow that ensnares those who dare to enter. Its walls, though seemingly solid and immutable, hold within them the echoes of despair and desperation, the whispers of those who have sought escape only to find themselves further ensnared. In the myth of the Minotaur, the labyrinth serves as both a physical and metaphorical prison, a place where King Minos of Crete, driven by ambition and haunted by the gods' curses, confined his monstrous son, born of a union between his wife Pasiphae and a majestic bull. This act of confinement not only sealed the fate of the Minotaur, but also cast a shadow over the kingdom of Knossos, where fear and sorrow became as tangible as the stone walls themselves. For the people of Crete, the labyrinth became a symbol of their king's power and their own vulnerability, a reminder of the consequences of defiance and the price paid for appeasing the whims of the gods. Each tribute sent into its depths was a sacrifice, an offering to placate the Minotaur's hunger and to safeguard the kingdom from further turmoil. But beyond its role in myth and legend, the labyrinth holds a deeper significance, a testament to the human experience and the complexities that shape our understanding of the world. It is a reflection of the challenges we face in our daily lives, the choices we make, and the consequences that follow. Like the labyrinth, life is filled with twists and turns, with moments of clarity and moments of uncertainty, each step forward bringing us closer to understanding and yet further from certainty. The labyrinth's metaphorical significance extends beyond its physical confines. It speaks to our innate desire to unravel mysteries, to seek meaning in the midst of chaos, and to find a way through the challenges that confront us. It is a symbol of perseverance and resilience, of the human spirit's capacity to endure and to overcome adversity. As Theseus, the hero of Athens, ventured into the labyrinth to confront the Minotaur and to free his people from the burden of sacrifice, he embodied the essence of the labyrinth's metaphorical meaning. His journey was not just a quest for victory, but a quest for understanding, for a deeper truth that transcended the physical confines of the maze. With each step he took, guided by the thread given to him by Princess Ariadne, Theseus navigated not just the labyrinth's corridors, but the complexities of his own soul. He faced challenges that tested his courage and his resolve, confronted fears that threatened to overwhelm him, and ultimately emerged victorious not just over the Minotaur, but over the labyrinth itself. For Theseus, the labyrinth's metaphorical meaning was clear. It was a symbol of the challenges that define our lives, the complexities that shape our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. His triumph was not just a triumph of strength and skill, but a triumph of insight and empathy, a recognition of the interconnectedness of all things and the importance of compassion in the face of adversity. As he emerged from the labyrinth, Theseus carried with him the lessons learned within its walls, the lessons of perseverance and resilience, of courage and compassion. His victory resonated not just through the kingdom of Athens, but through the hearts of all who heard his tale, a testament to the enduring power of myth and the timeless truths it seeks to impart. In the labyrinth of our own lives, may we find the courage to confront our fears, the strength to navigate its twists and turns, and the wisdom to find meaning amidst the complexities that surround us. And may we remember, always, that within the heart of every labyrinth lies the promise of understanding and the hope of liberation. In the vast tapestry of ancient myths and legends, amidst the heroes and gods who shaped the ancient world, one figure stands out with timeless resonance, a beacon of courage, justice, and compassion. His name echoes through the annals of history and myth alike, Theseus, the hero of Athens, whose journey into the labyrinth of Knossos would become a testament to the enduring power of the hero archetype. Imagine, if you will, a young prince standing on the shores of Athens, his gaze fixed upon the distant shores of Crete where the labyrinth looms like a shadowy specter. Theseus, driven by a sense of duty and a deep-seated desire to free his people from the shackles of fear and sacrifice, volunteered as one of the Athenian youths destined to face the Minotaur, a creature of myth and terror, born of tragedy and cursed by fate. Theseus embodies the hero archetype in its purest form, a figure whose journey transcends the mortal realm to touch upon the timeless truths that shape human existence. His courage is not born of arrogance or blind ambition, but of a deep-seated compassion and a fierce determination to confront the darkness that threatens his people. As Theseus set sail for Crete, his heart weighed heavy with the knowledge of the task that lay before him. The labyrinth awaited, a labyrinth designed to confound and ensnare, its corridors a maze of treachery and despair. Yet, Theseus was undeterred, his resolve a steadfast beacon in the face of uncertainty. Guided by the slender thread gifted to him by Princess Ariadne, Theseus ventured into the labyrinth's depths, a labyrinth that served not only as a physical challenge but as a metaphor for the complexities of life itself. Each twist and turn brought him closer to the heart of darkness, closer to the Minotaur whose monstrous form lurked within. But Theseus' journey was more than a mere confrontation with a mythical beast. It was a quest for meaning and purpose, a quest that would define him as a hero. His bravery shone brightest in the labyrinth's darkest moments, his sword flashing in the dim light as he faced the Minotaur in a battle that echoed through the labyrinth's ancient stone walls. The role of Theseus as a hero archetype extends beyond mere physical prowess. It encompasses the virtues of empathy and justice, of sacrifice and redemption. In the heat of battle, Theseus saw not just a monstrous creature but a tragic figure, a being cursed by its very existence, condemned to a life of isolation and suffering. As Theseus stood victorious over the fallen Minotaur, its monstrous form stilled in death, he felt a surge of emotion, a mixture of relief and sorrow, of triumph and introspection. For in that moment, he understood the weight of his actions, the impact of his courage upon the world around him. Throughout Greek mythology, heroes like Theseus serve as vessels of timeless wisdom and moral guidance. Their journeys are not merely tales of conquest and glory, but of introspection and self-discovery. Theseus' triumph over the Minotaur resonates through the ages as a testament to the power of compassion and the importance of standing firm in the face of adversity. His role as a hero archetype is defined not by his physical strength alone, but by his willingness to confront the darkness within himself and within the world around him. He embodies the ideals of justice and righteousness, of mercy and forgiveness, a beacon of hope in a world often shrouded in darkness. As Theseus returned to Athens, hailed as a hero and savior, his journey became a parable, a story of courage and compassion, of sacrifice and redemption. His name would be whispered in awe and reverence, his deeds celebrated in song and story, a testament to the enduring power of the hero archetype in the hearts and minds of humanity. In the labyrinth of our own lives, may we find inspiration in the examples set by Theseus, a reminder that within each of us lies the potential for courage and compassion, for justice and righteousness. And may we strive, as he did, to confront the darkness that threatens to ensnare us, to navigate the twists and turns of fate with steadfast resolve, and to emerge victorious in the face of adversity. Imagine standing on the sun-drenched shores of ancient Crete, where the echoes of a once great civilization whisper through the winds and the waves. This is the land of the Minoans, a people whose legacy transcends time, a civilization that flourished amidst the azure seas and rugged landscapes of the Aegean. The history of Crete stretches back millennia, its story intertwined with the rise and fall of empires, the ebb and flow of cultures, and the enduring spirit of its people. Long before the glories of Athens and the might of Rome, Crete stood as a beacon of civilization, a cradle of art, architecture, and innovation that would influence the course of human history. At the heart of Crete's historical tapestry lies the Minoan civilization, named after King Minos of mythic fame. The Minoans were not just builders of palaces and artisans of exquisite pottery, they were pioneers of maritime trade, masters of agriculture, and architects of sprawling cities that dotted the island's landscape. The Minoan civilization flourished during the Bronze Age, roughly from 3000 BCE to 1100 BCE, making it one of the earliest advanced civilizations in Europe. Their capital at Knossos, with its labyrinthine palaces and vibrant frescoes, stood as a testament to their ingenuity and artistic prowess. These palaces, adorned with intricate murals depicting scenes of everyday life and ritualistic ceremonies, offered a glimpse into a world steeped in myth and mystery. But beyond their artistic achievements, the Minoans were innovators in many fields. They developed an intricate writing system known as Linear A, although its full decipherment remains a tantalizing challenge for modern scholars. Their economic prowess was driven by extensive trade networks that reached as far as Egypt, the Near East, and beyond, bringing exotic goods and cultural exchanges to their shores. Yet, for all their achievements, the Minoans faced challenges and hardships. The eruption of Thera, modern-day Santorini, around 1600 BCE sent tsunamis crashing against their shores and may have caused widespread destruction across the island, altering the course of Minoan history. Despite this cataclysmic event, the Minoans rebuilt and continued to thrive for centuries. Central to Minoan society was their reverence for nature and the spiritual world. They worshipped a pantheon of deities, including the mother goddess, who symbolized fertility and the abundance of the earth. Rituals and ceremonies held within their palaces and sanctuaries spoke to their deep connection with the natural world and their belief in the cyclical rhythms of life and death. Archaeological excavations at sites like Knossos, Phaistos, and Malea have unearthed a treasure trove of artifacts, ceramic vessels adorned with intricate designs, tools crafted from bronze and stone, and the remnants of grand palaces that once housed kings and queens. These discoveries continue to captivate the imagination and shed light on the daily lives and rituals of the Minoans. The legacy of the Minoans extends far beyond the boundaries of Crete. Their influence can be seen in the art and architecture of subsequent civilizations, including the Mycenaeans and the classical Greeks. The myth of King Minos, the Labyrinth, and the Minotaur itself are echoes of Minoan culture that resonate through Greek mythology, a testament to the enduring impact of their civilization on Western thought and storytelling. But perhaps the most poignant legacy of the Minoans lies in their resilience and creativity, their ability to thrive in harmony with their environment and to leave behind a cultural legacy that continues to inspire and intrigue. As we stand amidst the ruins of their palaces and temples, we are reminded of the fleeting nature of empires and the enduring power of human creativity and ingenuity. In the heart of ancient Crete, where the Aegean Sea meets the rugged coastline and the winds carry whispers of a civilization lost to time, the story of the Minoans lives on, a story of triumph and tragedy, of art and innovation, and of a people who forged a path of their own amidst the tumultuous currents of history. Imagine a tapestry woven with threads of myth and history, where the lines between reality and imagination blur, creating a rich and vibrant narrative that resonates through the ages. This is the interplay between myth and historical events, a dance of storytelling that has shaped cultures, influenced beliefs, and provided insights into the human experience. Myths are more than mere stories, they are reflections of the human condition, embodiments of fears and aspirations, and vessels for moral teachings. They speak to our deepest desires and our greatest fears, offering explanations for natural phenomena and exploring the mysteries of existence. In ancient times, myths served as a cultural compass, guiding societies through the complexities of life and providing a framework for understanding the world. At the heart of many myths lie historical events, real-life occurrences that have been imbued with symbolic meaning and narrative embellishment over time. These events may serve as the foundation for myths, their core truths embellished and transformed through generations of storytelling. Take, for example, the myth of the Minotaur, a tale that intertwines elements of history with fantastical elements. At its core lies the island of Crete, a real place with a rich history that includes the flourishing Minoan civilization. The Labyrinth of Knossos, central to the myth, is a tangible archaeological site that once housed the palace of King Minos, a figure rooted in historical record. According to myth, King Minos of Crete commissioned the construction of the labyrinth to contain the Minotaur, a monstrous creature born of Queen Pasiphae's curse and a divine punishment from the gods. This mythical narrative draws upon historical elements, the existence of King Minos and the labyrinthine structures found at Knossos, to create a tale of divine wrath, human ambition, and heroic resolve. The interplay between myth and historical events is not limited to ancient Greece, it can be found across cultures and civilizations throughout history. In Norse mythology, for instance, the tales of Odin, Thor, and Loki are set against the backdrop of Viking exploration and conquest. These myths intertwine with historical events, shaping the Norse worldview and providing insights into their beliefs and values. Similarly, in ancient Egypt, the myth of Osiris and Isis reflects the agricultural cycles of the Nile River Valley, while also serving as a metaphor for life, death, and resurrection. Historical events such as the annual flooding of the Nile are woven into the myth, illustrating the Egyptians' deep connection with their natural environment and their reverence for divine forces. The interplay between myth and historical events is not always straightforward. It is a complex tapestry woven from threads of truth and imagination. Over time, myths may evolve and adapt, reflecting changes in society, culture, and worldview. Historical events may become embellished or transformed to suit the moral lessons or ideological frameworks of the storyteller. Yet, beneath the layers of symbolism and narrative embellishment, myths often contain kernels of historical truth. They may preserve memories of past events, offering insights into ancient societies, their values, and their understanding of the world. By studying myths alongside archaeological evidence and historical records, scholars can unravel the complexities of ancient civilizations and gain a deeper appreciation for their cultural heritage. In the case of the Minotaur myth, the Labyrinth of Knossos serves as a poignant example of the interplay between myth and history. Archaeological excavations at Knossos have revealed a complex network of corridors and chambers, suggesting that the labyrinth may have served practical purposes within the palace complex. These physical remains provide a tangible link to the mythical labyrinth described in ancient texts, offering glimpses into the ancient Minoan civilization and its architectural achievements. The enduring allure of myths lies in their ability to transcend time and space, capturing the imagination and inspiring generations of storytellers, artists, and thinkers. They offer windows into the past, shedding light on the hopes and fears of ancient peoples and providing insights into the human experience that resonate across cultures and centuries. As we navigate the interplay between myth and historical events, we are invited to consider the ways in which storytelling shapes our understanding of the world and ourselves. Myths offer us not only entertainment and wonder, but also opportunities for reflection and introspection. They remind us of the power of narrative to convey truths that are timeless and universal, weaving together the threads of myth and history into a tapestry that enriches our collective consciousness. Imagine standing at the edge of an ancient excavation site, the sun casting long shadows over the scattered remnants of a civilization lost to time. Here, amidst the rugged landscape of Crete, archaeologists have unearthed clues that intertwine myth with reality, a journey that unravels the mysteries surrounding the legendary Minotaur. At the heart of this archaeological tale lies the palace complex of Knossos, a labyrinthine structure that serves as both a historical marvel and a mythical centerpiece. This sprawling site, excavated in the early 20th century by British archaeologist Sir Arthur Evans, has yielded a treasure trove of artifacts and insights into the Minoan civilization, the Bronze Age culture that thrived on Crete around 300 to 1100 BCE. The Palace of Knossos, with its labyrinthine corridors and grand chambers, is central to the Minotaur legend. According to myth, King Minos of Crete commissioned the construction of a labyrinth to contain the Minotaur, a monstrous creature with the body of a man and the head of a bull, born from Queen Pasiphae's curse. The labyrinth was designed by the master craftsman Daedalus, and its purpose was to confine the Minotaur and prevent it from wreaking havoc upon the people of Crete. Archaeological findings at Knossos provide tantalizing glimpses into the architectural prowess of the Minoans and the possible origins of the Minotaur myth. The palace complex, with its intricate layout and interconnected rooms, suggests a sophisticated understanding of urban planning and ceremonial architecture. Frescoes found within the palace depict scenes of daily life, religious rituals, and mythical creatures, offering a visual narrative that enriches our understanding of Minoan culture. One of the most iconic discoveries at Knossos is the depiction of bull leaping, a daring ritual in which athletes vaulted over the horns of bulls as part of religious ceremonies. These frescoes, vividly painted with bold colors and dynamic poses, evoke a sense of awe and wonder as we imagine the skill and bravery required to perform such feats. But beyond the artistic splendor of Knossos lies a deeper mystery, the labyrinth itself. Archaeological evidence suggests that the palace complex may have contained a network of interconnected rooms and corridors designed to awe and impress visitors while also serving practical purposes. The intricate layout of Knossos has led some scholars to speculate that it may have inspired the labyrinth described in myth, a place of confusion and danger where the Minotaur lurked. The archaeological findings related to the Minotaur legend extend beyond Crete, reaching into the realms of comparative mythology and cultural exchange. Similar myths of monstrous creatures, labyrinthine structures, and heroic quests can be found in cultures around the world, from ancient Mesopotamia to medieval Europe. These parallels hint at universal themes of courage, redemption, and the eternal struggle between humanity and the unknown. In the labyrinthine corridors of Knossos, we find echoes of our own quest for understanding, the desire to unravel the mysteries of the past and to glimpse the lives of those who came before us. The artifacts unearthed at this ancient site, ceramic vessels adorned with intricate designs, tools crafted from bronze and stone, and the remnants of grand architecture, offer tangible connections to a distant past and invite us to ponder the enduring legacy of the Minoans. The archaeological findings related to the Minotaur legend not only enrich our understanding of ancient civilizations, but also challenge us to reconsider the boundaries between myth and reality. They remind us that myths, while often embellished with fantastical elements, may be rooted in historical events and cultural practices that shape our collective imagination. As we stand amidst the ruins of Knossos, surrounded by the echoes of a civilization lost to time, we are reminded of the power of archaeology to illuminate the past and to inspire wonder and curiosity. The story of the Minotaur, with its blend of myth and history, continues to captivate the imagination and to remind us of the enduring allure of ancient mysteries waiting to be uncovered. Imagine delving into the depths of the human psyche, where ancient myths serve as mirrors reflecting our deepest fears, desires, and complexities. Among these myths stands the tale of the Minotaur, a half-man, half-bull creature trapped within a labyrinthine maze on the island of Crete. Yet, beyond its surface as a mere legend lies a profound narrative that has captivated the minds of psychoanalysts such as Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung. Freud, the pioneering psychologist of the 20th century, saw myths like that of the Minotaur as symbolic expressions of unconscious desires and fears. According to Freudian theory, myths often concealed hidden meanings related to our inner conflicts and primal urges. In the case of the Minotaur, Freud might interpret the creature as a manifestation of repressed instincts and impulses, perhaps stemming from early childhood experiences or unresolved conflicts within the individual psyche. The labyrinth itself, designed to confine the Minotaur, could represent the complex and often convoluted pathways of the unconscious mind. Just as Theseus navigates the labyrinth to confront the Minotaur, so too does the individual navigate the twists and turns of their own psyche in search of self-awareness and resolution. From a Jungian perspective, the Minotaur myth takes on a different dimension, one that emphasizes archetypes, collective unconsciousness, and the quest for individuation. Carl Jung, influenced by his studies of mythology and comparative religion, viewed myths as expressions of universal themes and symbols shared across cultures. In Jungian psychology, the Minotaur archetype embodies the shadow, a dark and often feared aspect of the self that holds repressed emotions, instincts, and desires. The labyrinth, in this context, represents the journey of self-discovery and integration, a heroic quest to confront and integrate the shadow within. Jungian analysis of the Minotaur myth invites us to explore the psychological landscapes of fear, courage, and transformation. The hero's journey of Theseus mirrors our own struggles with inner conflicts and the quest for personal growth. By confronting the Minotaur within the labyrinth of the unconscious, we confront our own fears and embrace the complexities of our psyche. Both Freudian and Jungian interpretations offer profound insights into the Minotaur myth, revealing layers of meaning that resonate with our own experiences of inner turmoil and self-discovery. These psychological perspectives invite us to reconsider myths not merely as ancient tales, but as timeless narratives that speak to the universal human condition. In the realm of psychoanalysis, the Minotaur myth serves as a gateway to understanding the intricate interplay between conscious and unconscious forces, between light and shadow, and between the known and the unknown. It challenges us to confront our own inner demons, to navigate the labyrinth of our psyche, and to emerge transformed, much like Theseus emerging victorious from the depths of the labyrinth. As we reflect on the Freudian and Jungian interpretations of the Minotaur myth, we are reminded of the power of storytelling to illuminate the complexities of human experience. Myths like that of the Minotaur continue to resonate across cultures and generations, offering timeless wisdom and insight into the mysteries of the human soul. In conclusion, the Minotaur myth invites us to explore the depths of our own consciousness, to confront our fears and desires, and to embrace the transformative journey of self-discovery. It challenges us to navigate the labyrinth of our psyche with courage and compassion, seeking integration and wholeness amidst the complexities of our inner worlds. Picture a world where words weave spells, where tales unfold like ancient scrolls, revealing truths that stir the soul and ignite the imagination. In the realm of literature, the Minotaur stands as a timeless symbol, an embodiment of primal fears, psychological depths, and the eternal struggle between humanity and monstrosity. From the epic poems of Homer to modern novels and poetry, the Minotaur has left an indelible mark on literary landscapes, captivating readers with its enigmatic presence and psychological undertones. At its core, the Minotaur myth invites us to confront our inner demons, to navigate the labyrinth of our fears, and to seek redemption amidst the shadows of the human psyche. In ancient Greek literature, the Minotaur appears in the works of poets and playwrights, offering insights into the moral dilemmas and existential challenges faced by heroes and mortals alike. In the epic tale of Theseus and the Minotaur, as recounted by Homer and later dramatized by playwrights such as Euripides, we witness the hero's journey, a quest for courage, honor, and self-discovery amidst the labyrinthine depths of Crete. The Minotaur's presence in literature transcends ancient Greece, finding echoes in works of medieval and Renaissance literature. In Dante Alighieri's Divine Comedy, the Minotaur guards the entrance to the infernal maze, symbolizing the beastly nature of sin and the consequences of moral transgression. Here, the Minotaur becomes a metaphor for the darker aspects of human nature, reminding us of the consequences of yielding to our basest instincts. In more contemporary literature, authors continue to explore the psychological dimensions of the Minotaur myth, offering fresh interpretations that resonate with modern readers. In Jorge Luis Borges' The House of Asterion, the Minotaur narrates his own story, challenging readers to empathize with his loneliness and existential plight. Borges' tale invites us to reconsider the Minotaur not merely as a monstrous creature, but as a tragic figure trapped by fate and longing for connection. Similarly, in Mary Renault's historical novels, including The King Must Die and The Bull from the Sea, the Minotaur myth serves as a backdrop for exploring themes of power, identity, and destiny. Renault's portrayal of Theseus as a flawed yet courageous hero invites readers to reflect on the complexities of heroism and the moral ambiguities of ancient myth. The Minotaur's journey through literature mirrors our own quest for meaning and understanding in a world filled with uncertainty and complexity. It challenges us to confront our own inner monsters, to navigate the labyrinth of our fears and desires, and to emerge transformed by the experience. Psychologically, the Minotaur represents the shadow, the darker aspects of the self that we often repress or deny. By acknowledging the Minotaur within us, literature encourages us to explore our own complexities and contradictions, fostering empathy and self-awareness in the process. Moreover, the Minotaur myth invites us to consider the nature of monstrosity and humanity. Is the Minotaur truly a monster, or is it a reflection of our own fears and prejudices? Through literature, we confront these questions, challenging ourselves to look beyond appearances and to seek deeper truths about ourselves and the world around us. Ultimately, the Minotaur in literature serves as a mirror, reflecting the complexities of the human condition and inviting us to explore our own psychological depths. As we journey through the labyrinth of stories and symbols, we are reminded of the power of literature to illuminate, inspire, and provoke thought. The Minotaur's presence continues to captivate and intrigue, offering timeless lessons and insights into the eternal struggle between light and shadow, heroism and monstrosity. In conclusion, the Minotaur in literature invites us to embrace our humanity, to confront our fears, to navigate the labyrinth of our own minds, and to emerge with a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. Through its psychological undertones and timeless symbolism, the Minotaur myth reminds us that stories have the power to transcend time and space, touching hearts and minds across generations and cultures. Imagine a tapestry of myths woven across cultures and epochs, where fearsome creatures lurk in the shadows of human imagination, monsters that embody our deepest anxieties and primal instincts. Among these myths stands the tale of the Minotaur, a half-man, half-bull creature confined within a labyrinth on the island of Crete. Yet, beyond its ancient origins lies a web of interconnected myths from diverse cultures around the world, each offering unique insights into the human condition and the eternal struggle between heroism and monstrosity. In Greek mythology, the Minotaur is born of Queen Pasiphae's unnatural desire and cursed by the gods, a monstrous offspring condemned to dwell in darkness. This tale echoes similar myths found in other ancient civilizations, where gods and mortals grapple with supernatural beings and their consequences. In Egyptian mythology, the god Set transforms into a fearsome serpent to challenge the sun god Horus, symbolizing chaos and the perpetual battle between order and disorder. Across the ancient Near East, from Mesopotamia to Persia, myths of monstrous creatures abound, each embodying cultural fears and moral lessons. The Babylonian epic of Gilgamesh recounts the hero's quest to slay the monstrous Humbaba, guardian of the cedar forest, a creature of immense strength and terror, much like the Minotaur guarding its labyrinthine domain. In Norse mythology, the Jotunfenrir embodies the chaos and unpredictability of nature, a monstrous wolf destined to devour the god Odin during Ragnarok, the cataclysmic end of the world. Fenrir's tale parallels the Minotaur's in its portrayal of a fearsome creature constrained by fate and prophecy, yet possessing an indomitable spirit and primal power. In East Asian mythology, legends of dragons and serpents abound, creatures revered for their wisdom and feared for their wrath. The Chinese dragon, symbol of imperial power and cosmic order, contrasts with the serpentine naga of Hindu mythology, guardian of treasures and bringer of rain, yet capable of unleashing devastation upon humanity. In indigenous American cultures, myths of shape-shifting beings and trickster spirits reveal a profound connection to the natural world and the balance between harmony and chaos. The Wendigo of Algonquian lore, a cannibalistic spirit embodying hunger and madness, mirrors the Minotaur's insatiable appetite and monstrous form. What unites these disparate myths is their exploration of universal themes, the struggle between good and evil, the hero's journey, and the existential quest for meaning and redemption. The Minotaur, with its labyrinthine prison and hybrid form, invites us to confront our own inner monsters, the shadow aspects of ourselves that defy easy categorization and challenge our notions of identity and morality. Across cultures, myths serve as mirrors reflecting our collective fears and aspirations, inviting us to confront the unknown, to navigate the labyrinth of our fears, and to emerge transformed by the journey. Whether facing the Minotaur's labyrinth or battling the monstrous forces of chaos and destruction, heroes from diverse mythologies embody the human spirit's resilience and capacity for courage. In the tapestry of comparative mythology, the Minotaur stands as a poignant symbol, a reminder of our shared humanity and the timeless quest for understanding and transcendence. Through myths and legends, we bridge cultural divides and connect with our shared heritage, finding solace and inspiration in stories that resonate across time and space. As we ponder the Minotaur's role in comparative mythology, we are reminded of the power of storytelling to transcend boundaries and to unite us in our common humanity. Across civilizations and epics, from ancient Greece to distant shores, myths of monsters and heroes continue to captivate and inspire, offering profound insights into the human condition and the enduring quest for meaning and belonging. In conclusion, the Minotaur myth invites us to explore the rich tapestry of comparative mythology, to journey through the labyrinth of human experience, guided by the light of timeless stories and the courage of heroic deeds. Through myths of monsters and men, we confront our fears, embrace our humanity, and find hope in the enduring power of storytelling to illuminate our path. Imagine walking through the halls of a museum adorned with ancient Greek artifacts, where every piece of pottery and sculpture whispers tales of gods, heroes, and mythical beasts. Among these relics of a bygone era stands the Minotaur, a creature of legend whose presence on ancient Greek art and pottery captivates the imagination and stirs the soul. In the vibrant world of ancient Greek art, the Minotaur emerges as a potent symbol, a hybrid creature with the head of a bull and the body of a man, encapsulating the intersection of human and animal instincts. Artists and artisans of antiquity rendered the Minotaur in various forms, each imbued with its own symbolism and narrative power. On painted pottery, such as the famous black figure and red figure vessels, scenes of heroism and mythic battles unfold, often featuring the Minotaur as a central figure in the myth of Theseus. In these depictions, the hero Theseus confronts the monstrous creature within the Labyrinth of Crete, wielding his sword and shield against the beast. The artistic portrayal of the Minotaur reflects ancient Greek society's fascination with myth and its symbolic resonance in everyday life. Artists sought to capture the essence of the Minotaur, not merely as a physical entity, but as a representation of existential challenges and moral dilemmas faced by humanity. In sculpture, the Minotaur appears in various contexts, from decorative friezes to monumental statues adorning temples and public spaces. One notable example is the Minotaur depicted on the metopes of the Temple of Apollo at Delphi, where the creature symbolizes the forces of chaos and the eternal struggle between order and disorder. The craftsmanship of ancient Greek artists imbues the Minotaur with a sense of awe and reverence, invoking emotions of fear, courage, and wonder. Whether portrayed in serene marble or vivid pottery, the Minotaur's presence evokes a visceral response, a testament to the power of art to transcend time and speak across generations. Beyond its aesthetic appeal, the depiction of the Minotaur in ancient Greek art serves as a cultural touchstone, a visual narrative that reinforces societal values, mythic narratives, and the collective imagination. The creature's portrayal underscores themes of heroism, destiny, and the cyclical nature of life and death. In the realm of mythology and art, the Minotaur embodies the complexities of human nature, the primal instincts and darker impulses that lurk beneath the surface of civilization. Its depiction on pottery and sculpture invites us to contemplate the mysteries of existence, the fragility of mortality, and the quest for meaning in a world filled with uncertainties. As we gaze upon these ancient artifacts, we are reminded of the enduring power of storytelling and visual imagery to transcend cultural boundaries and speak to the universal truths of the human experience. The Minotaur, with its enigmatic presence in ancient Greek art, continues to resonate with audiences today, offering insights into the timeless themes of fear, courage, and the eternal struggle between light and darkness. In conclusion, the Minotaur in ancient Greek art and pottery invites us to journey through the labyrinth of myth and symbolism, to explore the depths of human imagination and the enduring legacy of ancient civilizations. Through its portrayal in pottery and sculpture, the Minotaur challenges us to confront our fears, embrace our humanity, and celebrate the transformative power of art to illuminate our path through the ages. Imagine stepping into a world where ancient myths intertwine with the brilliance of Renaissance art, where the Minotaur, a creature of labyrinthine lore, finds new life in the hands of masterful painters and sculptors. From the dimly lit halls of medieval castles to the bustling studios of Renaissance Italy and the avant-garde galleries of the modern era, the Minotaur has persisted as a muse, inspiring awe, fear, and introspection through the ages. In the Renaissance, artists drew upon classical mythology to breathe new vitality into ancient tales, infusing them with humanism and a renewed sense of drama. The Minotaur, with its hybrid form and mythic resonance, emerged as a symbol ripe for exploration, a figure that embodied the complexities of human nature and the perennial struggle between civilization and primal instinct. One of the most iconic depictions of the Minotaur in Renaissance art is found in the works of the Italian master, Leonardo da Vinci. In his sketches and studies, Leonardo explored the anatomy and movement of the Minotaur, blending scientific curiosity with artistic innovation. His drawings reveal a fascination with the creature's muscular physique and animalistic features, capturing the essence of mythic terror and primal strength. Leonardo's contemporary, Michelangelo Buonarroti, also left his mark on the portrayal of the Minotaur. In his sculptures and sketches, Michelangelo depicted the Minotaur as a brooding and powerful figure, embodying both menace and vulnerability. His interpretation of the Minotaur reflected the artist's profound understanding of human emotion and the eternal struggle between inner demons and divine grace. As the Renaissance gave way to the Baroque period, artists like Peter Paul Rubens and Gian Lorenzo Bernini continued to explore the theme of the Minotaur in their works. Rubens, known for his dynamic and theatrical compositions, depicted the Minotaur in scenes of mythological conflict, highlighting the creature's ferocity and the heroic efforts of figures like Theseus to confront and vanquish it. Bernini, on the other hand, sculpted the Minotaur in a more intimate and psychological manner. In his sculpture of The Rape of Proserpina, Bernini portrays Pluto, a figure akin to the Minotaur in its primal power and mythical resonance, abducting the goddess Proserpina. The sculpture captures the tension between violence and vulnerability, echoing the ancient themes of dominance and submission found in the Minotaur myth. In the modern era, artists from Pablo Picasso to Salvador Dali have reimagined the Minotaur in bold and provocative ways, reflecting the tumultuous spirit of the 20th century. Picasso, in his famous series of etchings and paintings titled Minotauromachy, explored themes of identity and transformation, casting the Minotaur as a symbol of his own personal struggles and artistic evolution. Dali, known for his surrealistic visions, depicted the Minotaur in dreamlike landscapes and unsettling compositions. In works such as The Minotaur, Dali explored the creature's dual nature, half man, half beast, blurring the lines between reality and the subconscious. His interpretation of the Minotaur resonates with themes of existential angst and the irrational forces that shape human experience. Across centuries and continents, the Minotaur has endured as a potent symbol in art, a creature that transcends time and cultural boundaries to provoke introspection and contemplation. Whether portrayed as a fearsome adversary or a tragic figure caught in the labyrinth of fate, the Minotaur continues to captivate artists and audiences alike, inviting us to confront our own inner monsters and navigate the complexities of the human psyche. In the hands of visionary artists, from the Renaissance to the modern era, the Minotaur has become more than a mythological creature. It is a mirror reflecting our deepest fears, desires, and aspirations. Through art, we encounter the Minotaur not as a mere monster, but as a profound and multifaceted symbol of the human condition, a testament to the enduring power of creativity to illuminate the darkest corners of our souls and inspire us to transcendence. Imagine a world where words weave tales of labyrinthine wonders, where the roar of a half-human, half-bull creature echoes through the annals of literature, leaving an indelible mark on hearts and minds. The Minotaur, born from the intricate tapestry of Greek mythology, has traversed centuries of storytelling, evolving from a mere monster into a poignant symbol of humanity's inner struggles and triumphs. In the ancient texts of Homer and Hesiod, the Minotaur emerges as a fearsome antagonist, a creature of primal rage and brute strength, lurking within the labyrinthine depths of Crete. In Homer's epic poems, the Minotaur embodies the chaotic forces that threaten the hero's journey, challenging notions of heroism and destiny. Hesiod, in his works, portrays the Minotaur as a symbol of divine punishment and mortal folly, a cautionary tale against hubris and disobedience. As classical literature evolved through the works of playwrights like Euripides and Aeschylus, the Minotaur's role expanded beyond mere menace to encompass themes of tragedy and redemption. In Euripides' play The Bacchae, the Minotaur becomes a symbol of Dionysian frenzy, a manifestation of primal instincts unleashed upon a world governed by reason and order. Aeschylus, in his tragedies, explores the Minotaur's dual nature as both victim and perpetrator, mirroring the complexities of human existence and the interplay of fate and free will. During the Renaissance, writers such as Dante Alighieri and Geoffrey Chaucer revived interest in classical mythology, embedding the Minotaur into allegorical frameworks that spoke to the moral and spiritual dilemmas of their time. In Dante's Divine Comedy, the Minotaur guards the entrance to the infernal circle of violence, embodying the consequences of unchecked rage and animalistic impulses. Chaucer, in the Canterbury Tales, references the Minotaur as a symbol of monstrous desire and the destructive power of lust, a cautionary figure in the pilgrimage of life. In the Romantic era, poets like Lord Byron and Percy Bysshe Shelley resurrected the Minotaur in their verses, imbuing the creature with a sense of tragic heroism and existential longing. Byron, in his narrative poem Mazeppa, draws parallels between the Minotaur and the tormented soul yearning for freedom amidst the constraints of fate. Shelley, in Prometheus Unbound, explores the Minotaur's symbolic role as a catalyst for revolution and spiritual renewal, a force of change within the cosmic order. As modern literature emerged in the 20th century, authors such as Jorge Luis Borges and Margaret Atwood reimagined the Minotaur through experimental narratives that blurred the boundaries between myth and reality. Borges, in his short stories, explores the labyrinthine nature of knowledge and the quest for meaning, a labyrinth where the Minotaur represents the enigma of existence itself. Atwood, in The Penelopiad, revisits the Minotaur myth from a feminist perspective, questioning the narratives of heroism and sacrifice that have shaped history. In contemporary literature, the Minotaur continues to resonate with writers and readers alike, serving as a mirror for the complexities of human psychology and societal dynamics. Authors such as Neil Gaiman and Madeline Miller have revitalized the Minotaur myth in works like American Gods and The Song of Achilles, respectively, infusing ancient tales with modern sensibilities and timeless themes of identity, redemption, and the search for belonging. Through the ages, the Minotaur in literature has transcended its mythic origins to become a symbol of universal truths and enduring human dilemmas. It speaks to our fears and desires, our struggles and triumphs, inviting us to confront the monsters within and navigate the labyrinth of our own existence. As we turn the pages of these timeless tales, we are reminded of the power of storytelling to illuminate the human experience, to evoke goosebumps, stir emotions, and touch the depths of our souls with the echoes of a mythic roar that resounds through eternity. Imagine entering a literary realm where ancient myth meets contemporary imagination, where the Minotaur, a creature of labyrinthine legend, continues to roam through the pages of modern fiction, evoking both fear and empathy, challenging perceptions, and stirring the soul. In the vast landscape of contemporary literature, the Minotaur has undergone a metamorphosis, shedding its ancient guise to embody themes of identity, trauma, and redemption. No longer confined to the labyrinth of Crete, the Minotaur now wanders through the intricate mazes of human consciousness, leaving footprints in stories that resonate with the echoes of ancient myth. In works like Stephen Sherrill's The Minotaur Takes a Cigarette Break, the mythical creature steps into the mundane world of a trailer park, grappling with existential questions and the desire for connection. Sherrill portrays the Minotaur not as a monstrous adversary, but as a lonely figure navigating the complexities of modern life, a poignant reflection on isolation and the search for belonging. Similarly, in David Eliot's novel In Verse Bull, the Minotaur's story is reimagined through poetic verse, exploring themes of destiny and free will. Eliot delves into the psyche of the Minotaur, offering readers a glimpse into the creature's inner turmoil and emotional struggles, a tale of defiance and self-discovery that transcends mythic boundaries. In her novel The Song of Achilles, Madeline Miller revisits the Minotaur myth from a fresh perspective, intertwining it with the epic tale of Achilles and Patroclus. Through Miller's lyrical prose, the Minotaur becomes a symbol of tragic destiny and the consequences of unchecked power, a haunting reminder of the collateral damage wrought by divine caprice and mortal ambition. Contemporary authors like Neil Gaiman have also breathed new life into the Minotaur myth in works such as American Gods. Gaiman's rendition of the Minotaur as a forgotten deity in a modern world of shifting beliefs and forgotten myths resonates with themes of loss, adaptation, and the enduring power of myth to shape human destiny. In graphic novels and comics, the Minotaur continues to captivate audiences with its visual potency and narrative depth. In Jeff Lemire's Sweet Tooth, the Minotaur appears as a mysterious figure haunting the dreams of a young protagonist, embodying the darkness and complexity of the human subconscious. Through striking illustrations and nuanced storytelling, Lemire explores themes of fear, trauma, and the quest for redemption, an exploration that transcends the boundaries of genre and medium. Beyond the realm of fiction, the Minotaur has also found resonance in contemporary poetry and short stories, where writers like Sarah Crossan and Kevin Brockmeyer have crafted haunting narratives that delve into the creature's psyche and existential angst. Crossan's verse novel One portrays the Minotaur as a misunderstood figure grappling with loneliness and the weight of its own monstrous nature, a poignant meditation on otherness and self-acceptance. In the short story The Ceiling by Kevin Brockmeyer, the Minotaur appears as a spectral presence haunting the memories of a grieving father, symbolizing loss and the impossibility of reconciliation. Brockmeyer's prose evokes a sense of haunting beauty and emotional resonance, inviting readers to contemplate the Minotaur's role as a metaphor for unresolved trauma and the lingering shadows of the past. Through these diverse literary works, the Minotaur in contemporary literature emerges not only as a creature of myth and legend, but as a mirror reflecting the complexities of human experience. It challenges us to confront our own inner monsters, to navigate the labyrinthine corridors of memory and emotion, and to find empathy amidst the echoes of ancient tales. As we journey through these modern interpretations of the Minotaur myth, we are reminded of the timeless power of storytelling to evoke goosebumps, stir emotions, and provoke introspection. The Minotaur, in its many forms and iterations, continues to roam through the landscapes of literature, leaving an indelible mark on hearts and minds, a testament to the enduring allure of myth and the transformative potential of storytelling in the modern age. Imagine stepping into the world of cinematic and digital realms where the Minotaur, that ancient amalgam of human and beast, leaps from the pages of mythology onto the silver screen, television screens, and the immersive landscapes of video games. From its mythical origins in the Labyrinth of Crete to its modern interpretations, the Minotaur has captivated audiences worldwide, evoking a range of emotions from awe to fear, and from sympathy to admiration. In film, the Minotaur has been portrayed in various incarnations, each bringing its own interpretation of this mythical creature to life. One notable depiction is in the 1960 film Hercules and the Captive Women, where the Minotaur appears as a formidable foe, embodying raw power and primal aggression. The creature's appearance, with its bull-like head and muscular human body, evokes a sense of awe and dread, emphasizing its role as a creature of mythic proportions. Another iconic portrayal is in the 1981 film Time Bandits, directed by Terry Gilliam, where the Minotaur appears as a guardian within the labyrinthine corridors of time. Gilliam's interpretation blends fantasy with humor, presenting the Minotaur as a larger-than-life figure whose presence underscores the film's exploration of human greed and the consequences of unchecked ambition. In more recent years, the Minotaur has made appearances in popular television series such as Once Upon a Time, where it is reimagined as a tragic figure cursed by its own monstrous nature. The series explores the Minotaur's backstory, delving into themes of redemption and the search for identity amidst a world of magic and myth. Video games have also embraced the allure of the Minotaur, offering players immersive experiences that bring the creature to life in interactive and visually stunning ways. In games like God of War and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, players encounter the Minotaur as a formidable opponent within richly detailed environments inspired by ancient Greece. These games not only showcase the Minotaur's strength and ferocity but also invite players to navigate complex narratives and moral dilemmas, mirroring the challenges faced by legendary heroes in mythological tales. Beyond its physical presence, the Minotaur in film, television, and video games serves as a symbolic representation of inner turmoil and external threats. It embodies the darker aspects of human nature, fear, rage, and the struggle for control, while also challenging perceptions of heroism and monstrosity. Whether portrayed as a mythical antagonist or a tragic anti-hero, the Minotaur captivates audiences with its complex characterization and timeless relevance. In animated films like Disney's Hercules, the Minotaur appears as a creature of chaos and destruction, contrasting sharply with the film's more lighthearted tone. Here, the Minotaur serves as a formidable adversary to the heroic protagonist, Hercules, highlighting the eternal struggle between good and evil, strength and vulnerability. In contemporary adaptations such as Percy Jackson and The Olympians, The Lightning Thief, based on Rick Riordan's novel series, the Minotaur is reimagined as a relentless pursuer, embodying the relentless pursuit of truth and justice. The creature's appearance in the film, with its towering stature and menacing presence, underscores its role as a formidable opponent to the young hero Percy Jackson, highlighting the challenges faced by heroes in their quests for identity and purpose. In video games like God of War 3, players confront the Minotaur as a powerful adversary within the game's labyrinthine environments, showcasing the creature's strength and ferocity. The game's immersive graphics and intense gameplay bring the Minotaur to life in ways that evoke a sense of awe and excitement, inviting players to test their skills against a legendary foe. Across these mediums, the Minotaur's portrayal reflects a timeless fascination with myth and legend, offering audiences a glimpse into the depths of human imagination and creativity. Whether as a fearsome antagonist, a tragic figure, or a symbolic representation of inner conflict, the Minotaur continues to inspire storytellers and audiences alike, reminding us of the enduring power of myth to captivate hearts and minds. In conclusion, the Minotaur's journey through film, television, and video games embodies a narrative tapestry that spans millennia, From its ancient origins in Greek mythology to its modern interpretations in contemporary media. Through its diverse portrayals, the Minotaur invites us to explore the complexities of human nature, confront our fears and desires, and navigate the labyrinthine corridors of our own imagination. As we continue to encounter the Minotaur in new and innovative ways, we are reminded of the enduring appeal of myth and the transformative potential of storytelling to evoke goosebumps, stir emotions, and ignite our imaginations. In the vast tapestry of human storytelling, few creatures evoke as much awe, fear, and fascination as the Minotaur. From its labyrinthine origins in ancient Greek mythology to its myriad appearances in contemporary popular culture, the Minotaur has carved out a unique place in the collective imagination of humanity. Imagine entering a realm where myth and reality blur, where the half-human, half-bull creature lurks in the shadows of ancient tales, waiting to challenge heroes and haunt dreams. The Minotaur's enduring appeal lies not only in its monstrous form, but also in the layers of symbolism and psychological depth it embodies. Ancient Greek mythology introduces us to the Minotaur as the offspring of Queen Pasiphae's unnatural union with a divine bull, a curse wrought by the gods as punishment for King Minos' transgressions. Trapped within the labyrinth designed by Daedalus, the Minotaur becomes a symbol of both physical and psychological confinement, embodying the consequences of unchecked power and hubris. Throughout history, the Minotaur has transcended its mythic origins to become a potent symbol in literature, art, and popular culture. In Jorge Luis Borges's The House of Asterion, the Minotaur emerges as a tragic figure, contemplating his existence within the labyrinth's endless corridors. Borges's poignant exploration challenges readers to confront notions of identity, destiny, and the human condition. In modern literature, Rick Riordan's Percy Jackson and the Olympians series reimagines the Minotaur as a relentless adversary to young demigods, blending action-packed adventure with themes of friendship, courage, and self-discovery. Riordan's portrayal underscores the Minotaur's timeless role as a formidable obstacle on the hero's journey, a testament to the enduring appeal of mythological creatures in contemporary storytelling. The Minotaur's presence in film and television further amplifies its impact on popular culture. In Ridley Scott's Legend, the Minotaur appears as a monstrous guardian, embodying primal fear and the unknown. The creature's appearance, with its imposing stature and ferocious demeanor, resonates with audiences, tapping into primal instincts and evoking a visceral response. Television series like Doctor Who explore the Minotaur's psychological dimensions, presenting it as a metaphor for fear and inner demons. The creature's portrayal challenges viewers to confront their deepest fears and anxieties, highlighting the Minotaur's role as a mirror to humanity's darkest impulses. Video games offer interactive experiences that immerse players in the Minotaur's mythic world, challenging them to navigate labyrinthine mazes and confront the creature in epic battles. Games like God of War and Assassin's Creed Odyssey showcase the Minotaur as a formidable foe, testing players' skills and strategic prowess in dynamic virtual landscapes. Beyond its physical form, the Minotaur symbolizes themes of transformation, duality, and the quest for meaning. In Neil Gaiman's The Minotaur Takes a Cigarette Break, the creature navigates the mundane challenges of everyday life, grappling with loneliness and longing for connection. Gaiman's poignant exploration humanizes the Minotaur, inviting readers to empathize with its struggles and aspirations. Artistic interpretations of the Minotaur reveal its enduring allure as a subject of creative expression. From ancient Greek pottery to Renaissance paintings and contemporary sculptures, artists have captured the creature's essence, each offering a unique perspective on its mythic significance. Pablo Picasso's iconic Minotaur series reimagines the creature as a symbol of primal energy and creative impulse, reflecting the artist's own existential journey. In popular culture, the Minotaur continues to evolve, adapting to new mediums and audiences while retaining its timeless resonance. Its mythic origins and symbolic depth transcend cultural boundaries, resonating with people around the world who are drawn to its enigmatic allure and narrative power. As we navigate the labyrinth of human existence, the Minotaur serves as a reminder of the complexities of our inner worlds and the eternal quest for understanding. Its presence in popular culture sparks conversations about identity, fear, and the enduring power of myth to illuminate the human experience. In conclusion, the Minotaur's enduring appeal in popular culture stems from its ability to provoke introspection, evoke emotion, and challenge perceptions of heroism and monstrosity. Whether encountered in ancient myths, contemporary literature, or digital realms, the Minotaur captivates hearts and minds, inviting us to explore the depths of our imagination and the complexities of the human psyche. As we continue to uncover new interpretations and representations of this mythic creature, we are reminded of its timeless significance and its capacity to inspire awe, fear, and empathy across generations. Imagine a tale woven from the threads of ancient lore, where ethical dilemmas lurk beneath the surface of a monstrous myth. The Minotaur, half man and half beast, stands as a haunting figure in Greek mythology, challenging us to confront profound questions about morality, justice, and the human condition. From its labyrinthine origins in the kingdom of Crete to its tragic fate at the hands of heroes, the Minotaur's story forces us to grapple with the ethical implications of power, sacrifice, and the consequences of unchecked ambition. King Minos's desire for dominance led to a pact with the gods, resulting in the birth of a creature both feared and pitied, a reminder of the costs of wielding authority without restraint. At the heart of the Minotaur myth lies the ethical quandary of sacrifice. Athens, compelled by a vengeful decree, sent young tributes to face the monster in the labyrinth, a brutal practice intended to appease Crete and prevent war. This demand for sacrificial offerings raises poignant questions about the value of human life, the ethics of appeasement, and the lengths to which societies will go to maintain peace. The hero Theseus emerges as a central figure in navigating these ethical complexities. His journey to confront the Minotaur reflects themes of courage, compassion, and moral integrity. Armed with a thread of hope provided by Ariadne, Theseus ventures into the labyrinth, driven by a sense of duty to end the cycle of violence and free Athens from tyranny. The Minotaur, often portrayed as a symbol of primal rage and savagery, also embodies themes of identity and otherness. As a creature born of unnatural origins, condemned to solitude and darkness, the Minotaur evokes empathy and pity, a reminder of the consequences of marginalization and exclusion in society. Ethical interpretations of the Minotaur myth extend beyond ancient Greece into contemporary discourse, prompting reflections on justice, redemption, and the pursuit of truth. In literature and art, the Minotaur serves as a metaphor for the complexities of human nature, challenging us to confront our fears and prejudices. In Neil Gaiman's The Minotaur Takes a Cigarette Break, the creature's mundane existence highlights themes of loneliness and longing for acceptance, a poignant exploration of societal attitudes toward difference and the quest for belonging. The ethical implications of the Minotaur myth also resonate in contemporary issues such as genetic engineering, where questions of ethical boundaries and the manipulation of life's building blocks parallel the ancient themes of hubris and divine punishment. Through its enduring presence in literature, art, and popular culture, the Minotaur myth continues to provoke thought and discussion about the ethical dilemmas faced by humanity. As we grapple with issues of power, sacrifice, and moral responsibility, the Minotaur stands as a timeless reminder of the consequences of our actions and the importance of empathy and understanding in navigating the complexities of the human experience. Ultimately, the Minotaur myth challenges us to confront our own moral compasses and societal norms, urging us to consider the ethical implications of our choices and actions. In a world where darkness and light converge, where monsters and heroes coexist, the Minotaur invites us to examine the shadows within ourselves and find the courage to illuminate them with compassion and justice. In the depths of our psyche lies a primal truth, a truth that resonates across time and culture, echoing through myths and legends. It is the theme of the monster within, a concept that captivates our imagination and strikes at the core of what it means to be human. This theme transcends mere folklore. It speaks to our fears, our desires, and our struggles with the darker aspects of our own nature. From the ancient myths of monstrous creatures like the Minotaur to the modern interpretations in literature and psychology, the concept of the monster within has evolved but retains its gripping power. It compels us to confront the shadowy corners of our minds, where fear, anger, and despair reside, emotions that, if left unchecked, can consume us like a ravenous beast. In ancient Greece, the Minotaur symbolized the embodiment of primal instincts and unchecked rage. Born of a cursed union and confined to the labyrinth, it represented the consequences of unchecked desires and the price of hubris. Its existence posed profound questions about the nature of monstrosity. Was it a product of circumstance, a manifestation of divine punishment, or a reflection of humanity's own capacity for darkness? Fast forward to modern times, and the theme of the monster within continues to haunt our collective consciousness. In Robert Louis Stevenson's Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the duality of human nature is explored through the transformation of Dr. Jekyll into the monstrous Mr. Hyde. This tale delves into the depths of moral ambiguity and the consequences of suppressing one's darker impulses, revealing the thin line between civility and savagery. Similarly, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein delves into the consequences of playing God and the alienation of the other. Dr. Victor Frankenstein's creation, often misunderstood and rejected by society, embodies the internal struggles of identity and belonging, a poignant reminder of the dangers of neglecting compassion and understanding in the pursuit of knowledge and power. In contemporary psychology, the concept of the shadow self, as articulated by Carl Jung, explores the unconscious aspects of personality that are often suppressed or ignored. These shadow elements can manifest in destructive behaviors or emotions, challenging individuals to acknowledge and integrate them into their conscious awareness, an essential step toward personal growth and self-acceptance. The theme of the monster within also resonates in popular culture through characters like Darth Vader in Star Wars, who grapples with his inner darkness and the conflict between good and evil. His journey from Jedi Knight to Sith Lord reflects the struggle with temptation and the consequences of succumbing to fear and anger, a cautionary tale about the choices that define our destinies. Beyond literature and film, the theme of the monster within permeates discussions on mental health and emotional well-being. It encourages us to confront our vulnerabilities, acknowledge our flaws, and embrace our humanity in all its complexities. Through empathy and self-reflection, we can cultivate compassion for ourselves and others, fostering a more inclusive and understanding society. Ultimately, the theme of the monster within challenges us to confront our fears and uncertainties, to acknowledge our capacity for both darkness and light. It urges us to recognize that our struggles with inner demons are part of the human experience, a journey towards self-discovery and personal transformation. As we navigate the complexities of life, we are reminded that confronting the monster within is not about vanquishing it, but about understanding and integrating it into the tapestry of our identities. It is a journey of self-acceptance and growth, a journey that requires courage, empathy, and a willingness to embrace our vulnerabilities. In embracing the theme of the monster within, we are invited to explore the depths of our souls, to confront our fears with compassion, and to embrace the full spectrum of our humanity. It is a journey that resonates with goosebumps and emotions, stirring our hearts and challenging us to confront the darkness within with courage and understanding. In the heart of every civilization's myths and stories, there exists a reflection of human nature, an exploration of our deepest fears, desires, and the complexities of power and sacrifice. These narratives transcend time and culture, resonating with us on a primal level as they unveil truths about our existence and the world around us. Human nature is a tapestry woven with threads of light and shadow, goodness and darkness. Our capacity for love, kindness, and empathy is mirrored by our potential for greed, cruelty, and selfishness. It is within this intricate balance that we find the essence of our humanity, complex, multifaceted, and often paradoxical. Throughout history and across cultures, tales of power and its consequences have shaped our understanding of leadership, authority, and the pursuit of greatness. In Greek mythology, the story of King Minos illustrates the peril of unchecked ambition and the transformative power of greed. His desire for limitless wealth and power led to the tragic realization that true happiness cannot be bought or possessed, a cautionary tale about the pitfalls of hubris and the ephemeral nature of material wealth. The theme of sacrifice, too, runs deep in our collective consciousness, reflecting our innate sense of duty, honor, and devotion. In ancient civilizations, sacrificial rituals were performed to appease gods, ensure bountiful harvests, or secure victory in battle. These acts of sacrifice were seen as necessary offerings to maintain cosmic balance and ensure the continuity of life. a solemn reminder of the interconnectedness of all living beings and the cyclical nature of existence. In literature and mythology, characters often face moral dilemmas that force them to weigh the cost of their actions against the greater good. In J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings, Frodo Baggins embarks on a perilous journey to destroy the One Ring, knowing that it may cost him everything, including his own life. His willingness to sacrifice his own comfort and safety for the sake of others exemplifies the profound impact of selflessness and courage in the face of adversity. Similarly, the story of Prometheus in Greek mythology portrays the archetype of the rebel who defies the gods to bring fire and knowledge to humanity. His act of sacrifice embodies the pursuit of enlightenment and the enduring quest for progress and innovation, a testament to the transformative power of knowledge and the resilience of the human spirit. Power, in its myriad forms, can be a double-edged sword, a source of strength and protection, yet also a catalyst for corruption and tyranny. The rise and fall of empires throughout history bear witness to the intoxicating allure of power and its potential for both creation and destruction. From the majestic pyramids of ancient Egypt to the towering skyscrapers of modern cities, human ambition has shaped the course of history, leaving an indelible mark on the world we inhabit. Yet, with power comes responsibility, a moral imperative to wield it wisely and compassionately for the greater good. The ethical implications of power dynamics underscore the importance of empathy, justice, and integrity in leadership and governance. Leaders who prioritize the well-being of their people and the preservation of natural resources embody the principles of sustainable development and environmental stewardship, an affirmation of our interconnectedness and shared responsibility for the planet we call home. Sacrifice, too, is an integral part of the human experience, a testament to our capacity for empathy, compassion, and selflessness. Whether in times of war, natural disasters, or personal crises, acts of sacrifice exemplify the resilience of the human spirit and the bonds that unite us as a global community. From frontline healthcare workers risking their lives to save others during a pandemic to individuals donating time and resources to support vulnerable communities, acts of sacrifice inspire hope, solidarity, and collective action in times of adversity. In reflecting on human nature, power, and sacrifice, we are confronted with fundamental questions about our values, priorities, and aspirations as individuals and as a society. The stories we tell, whether through myths, literature, or everyday acts of kindness, shape our understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. They remind us of the importance of empathy, humility, and respect for diversity in fostering a more inclusive and equitable future for all. As we navigate the complexities of life, may we strive to embrace the lessons of history and literature, honoring the enduring wisdom of those who came before us. May we recognize the transformative power of compassion, courage, and sacrifice in shaping a world where justice, equality, and dignity prevail. And may we continue to explore the depths of our humanity with empathy and humility, forging connections that transcend borders and unite us in our shared journey toward a brighter tomorrow. In the vast expanse of human knowledge, there are works that illuminate the darkness of ignorance, bringing forth insights that resonate through the corridors of time. Among these are the academic studies that delve into the myths and mysteries of ancient civilizations, offering us a glimpse into their beliefs, fears, and aspirations. One such enigmatic figure that captivates the imagination is the Minotaur, a creature of legend whose labyrinthine tale continues to intrigue scholars and storytellers alike. The Minotaur, with its bull's head and human body, embodies the intersection of animal instinct and human consciousness, a symbol of primal urges restrained by the complexities of civilization. This dichotomy has sparked a myriad of academic inquiries, seeking to unravel the layers of meaning embedded within its mythological narrative. Scholars across disciplines have scrutinized the Minotaur myth from various perspectives, shedding light on its cultural, psychological, and symbolic significance. In the realm of archaeology, researchers have excavated ancient sites in Crete, searching for traces of the labyrinth described in mythological texts. These endeavors not only unearth physical artifacts, but also provide clues to the societal structures and religious practices of Minoan civilization. Art historians have examined the depiction of the Minotaur in ancient Greek pottery and sculpture, tracing the evolution of its iconography and its integration into artistic expressions. These artworks serve as windows into the collective psyche of ancient Greeks, revealing their beliefs about hybrid beings and the liminal spaces they inhabit. Literary scholars have analyzed the portrayal of the Minotaur in classical literature, exploring its role as a metaphor for the monstrous within humanity. Through close readings of texts such as Ovid's Metamorphoses and Virgil's Aeneid, these academics unpack the moral and existential dilemmas posed by the creature's existence, prompting readers to confront their own inner demons and fears. Psychologists and mythologists have applied Freudian and Jungian theories to interpret the Minotaur myth, examining its resonance with universal archetypes and the human psyche. Freud's concept of the ID, ego, and superego finds parallels in the Minotaur's dual nature, while Jung's theory of the shadow illuminates the creature's role as a projection of repressed desires and fears. Philosophers have contemplated the ethical implications of the Minotaur myth, pondering questions of power, sacrifice, and the pursuit of knowledge. Plato's allegory of the cave offers insights into the transformative power of enlightenment, while Aristotle's reflections on tragedy explore the cathartic effect of confronting our deepest fears through storytelling. Anthropologists have studied the cross-cultural variations of the Minotaur myth, comparing its motifs and themes with similar tales from diverse cultures around the world. These comparative analyses reveal the universality of human experiences and aspirations, transcending temporal and geographical boundaries. In recent years, interdisciplinary approaches have enriched our understanding of the Minotaur myth, fostering dialogue between scholars from different fields. Collaborative research projects have combined archaeological findings with literary interpretations and psychological analyses, offering holistic perspectives on the enduring appeal of the Minotaur as a symbol of complexity and contradiction. As we journey through the labyrinthine corridors of academic discourse, we are confronted with profound questions about identity, morality, and the human condition. The Minotaur myth, with its layers of symbolism and metaphor, challenges us to confront our own inner monsters and navigate the intricate maze of existence. Through rigorous scholarship and imaginative inquiry, academics continue to unravel the enigma of the Minotaur, drawing connections between past and present, myth and reality. Their work invites us to ponder the timeless truths embedded within ancient stories and to contemplate their relevance in our contemporary lives. In the quest for knowledge and understanding, we are reminded of the transformative power of storytelling and the enduring legacy of myths that continue to shape our perceptions of the world. The academic study of the Minotaur serves as a testament to humanity's insatiable curiosity and our relentless pursuit of wisdom, a journey that transcends disciplines and generations, echoing through the annals of history with goosebumps of discovery and emotions stirred by the mysteries of the human psyche in the realm of scholarly inquiry. Few subjects captivate the imagination and ignite passionate debates quite like the Minotaur myth. This ancient tale of a half-man, half-bull creature confined within a labyrinth has sparked a labyrinthine maze of interpretations and scholarly discussions that continue to fascinate and provoke contemplation. From the corridors of ancient history to the hallowed halls of modern academia, the Minotaur has been subject to diverse interpretations, each offering a unique lens through which to view this mythical enigma. As we navigate through the labyrinth of scholarly thought, let us embark on a journey to uncover the rich tapestry of ideas and theories that surround the Minotaur. At the heart of scholarly discourse lies the fundamental question: what does the Minotaur represent? For some, the creature embodies the primal forces of nature and the untamed wilderness, juxtaposed against the ordered realms of human civilization. Its bull's head symbolizes brute strength and instinctual urges, while its human body signifies intellect and consciousness, a union of opposites that mirrors the complexities of human existence. Psychological interpretations delve into the Minotaur's role as a metaphor for the shadow self, the repressed aspects of our personality that lurk in the depths of our subconscious. According to Jungian theory, confronting the Minotaur represents a journey towards self-discovery and integration, where one must confront and reconcile with their inner demons to achieve psychological wholeness. Freudian perspectives, on the other hand, view the Minotaur through the lens of psychosexual development, with its labyrinthine maze symbolizing the intricate pathways of the unconscious mind. The Minotaur's confinement within the labyrinth mirrors the struggles and conflicts inherent in human desire and repression, offering a cautionary tale about the consequences of unchecked impulses. Literary scholars analyze the Minotaur myth as a narrative device that explores themes of isolation, identity, and the search for meaning. In works such as Jorge Luis Borges' The House of Visterion and Margaret Atwood's The Penelopiad, authors reinterpret the myth to challenge traditional narratives and offer new perspectives on ancient themes. Historians excavating the ruins of ancient Crete seek tangible evidence of the Minotaur myth, examining archaeological findings for clues about Minoan civilization and its religious practices. These discoveries provide insights into the cultural significance of the Minotaur and its role in shaping ancient beliefs and rituals. Art historians trace the evolution of the Minotaur's iconography through centuries of artistic expression, from ancient Greek pottery to Renaissance paintings and contemporary art installations. Each representation reflects the cultural and aesthetic sensibilities of its time, offering a visual narrative that evolves alongside societal attitudes towards myth and legend. Ethical debates surrounding the Minotaur myth question the moral implications of sacrificial rituals and power dynamics depicted in ancient narratives. Scholars wrestle with the ethical complexities of human sacrifices and the treatment of marginalized individuals within mythological frameworks, prompting discussions about justice, empathy, and cultural relativism. Comparative mythologists explore the similarities and differences between the Minotaur myth and other monster tales from diverse cultures around the world. These comparative analyses reveal universal motifs and themes that resonate across time and geographical boundaries, highlighting humanity's shared fears, desires, and aspirations. Philosophers contemplate the philosophical underpinnings of the Minotaur myth, pondering existential questions about fate, free will, and the nature of heroism. Plato's allegory of the cave and Nietzsche's concept of the Übermensch offer philosophical frameworks through which to interpret the Minotaur's journey and its implications for human agency. In the arena of academic discourse, debates about the Minotaur myth continue to evolve as new evidence emerges and interdisciplinary approaches gain traction. Scholars from diverse fields collaborate to uncover the multifaceted meanings embedded within this ancient tale, fostering a deeper understanding of its cultural, psychological, and philosophical dimensions. As we navigate the labyrinthine corridors of scholarly interpretation, we are reminded of the enduring power of myth to provoke thought, evoke emotions, and challenge our perceptions of the world. The Minotaur myth, with its rich tapestry of interpretations and debates, invites us to confront our own inner complexities and explore the profound mysteries of the human condition. Imagine a realm where the ancient echoes of myth and legend reverberate through the halls of academia, shaping minds and hearts alike. Within the sanctum of classical studies curricula, nestled amid the bustle of scholarly pursuit, lies a tale that transcends time, the enigmatic saga of the Minotaur. At its core, the inclusion of the Minotaur in classical studies curricula serves as a gateway into the rich tapestry of Greco-Roman mythology and culture. This mythical creature, born from the union of a queen's passion and a bull's fury, embodies the essence of ancient storytelling, a blend of human drama, divine intervention, and moral inquiry. In classrooms across the globe, students encounter the Minotaur not merely as a monstrous aberration, but as a symbol steeped in allegory and symbolism. The Labyrinth of Crete becomes a metaphor for life's trials and tribulations, where one must navigate through challenges and confront inner demons to find meaning and redemption. Through the lens of classical literature, the Minotaur myth invites students to explore timeless themes such as heroism, destiny, and the interplay between gods and mortals. As they dissect texts like Homer's Iliad and Ovid's Metamorphoses, they unravel the intricate layers of mythological narratives that continue to resonate with universal truths. The Minotaur's presence in curricula extends beyond literary analysis, delving into historical contexts and archaeological discoveries. Scholars scrutinize ancient texts and artifacts to piece together the cultural significance of the Minotaur within Minoan and Mycenaean civilizations, shedding light on religious practices and societal norms of the time. Ethical discussions emerge as students grapple with the portrayal of sacrificial rituals and power dynamics depicted in mythological tales. They confront ethical dilemmas posed by ancient narratives, prompting introspection on issues of justice, morality, and the treatment of marginalized individuals within mythological frameworks. In the realm of art and visual culture, the Minotaur inspires students to explore artistic representations across millennia, from ancient Greek pottery to Renaissance paintings and contemporary installations. Each depiction offers a glimpse into evolving artistic techniques and cultural attitudes towards myth and legend. Psychological interpretations of the Minotaur myth challenge students to delve into the depths of the human psyche, exploring Jungian concepts of the shadow self and Freudian theories of subconscious desires. They analyze characters like Theseus and Ariadne through psychological frameworks, examining their motives and psychological development within mythological narratives. The Minotaur's enduring presence in classical studies curricula speaks to its timeless relevance and capacity to provoke thought and emotion. It invites students to contemplate existential questions about fate, free will, and the nature of heroism, drawing parallels between ancient myths and contemporary challenges. As students journey through the labyrinthine corridors of classical studies, they are confronted with the complexities of the human condition and the enduring power of myth to illuminate our shared humanity. The Minotaur myth, with its haunting echoes and profound symbolism, leaves an indelible mark on those who dare to explore its depths within the realm of academia. Imagine a tapestry of myth woven with threads of empowerment, identity, and the quest for equality. In the realm of feminist and gender studies, the Minotaur myth takes on a new resonance, a story not just of labyrinthine mazes and monstrous adversaries, but of profound exploration into the roles and representations of women. From ancient times, myths have often portrayed women through lenses of passivity or victimhood, their narratives shaped by patriarchal perspectives. Yet, within these tales lies a rich tapestry of resilience and resistance waiting to be unraveled. The Minotaur myth, traditionally centered around the heroism of Theseus and the monstrous nature of the half-bull creature, also offers fertile ground for feminist reinterpretations. At its core, the myth introduces us to Pasiphae, Queen of Crete, whose fateful union with a bull resulted in the birth of the Minotaur, a creature condemned to live as a symbol of monstrosity and confinement. Pasiphae's story, often overshadowed by male heroes, invites us to question the roles assigned to women in myth and society. Her agency, or lack thereof, in the conception of the Minotaur raises poignant questions about consent, power dynamics, and the narratives woven around female characters. In feminist readings, Pasiphae emerges not merely as a passive victim of a curse, but as a woman navigating complex desires and societal expectations. Her story mirrors the struggles of women who defy traditional norms, challenging the boundaries imposed upon them. Pasiphae's tale prompts us to confront uncomfortable truths about agency and autonomy, inviting us to reconsider her portrayal not as a mere catalyst for tragedy, but as a complex figure deserving of empathy and understanding. Moreover, the labyrinth itself becomes a metaphor for the societal constructs that constrain women, the intricate maze of expectations, stereotypes, and limitations imposed by patriarchal structures. Within this labyrinth, the Minotaur represents not only a physical threat, but also a manifestation of societal fears and prejudices against the unfamiliar and the different. His existence prompts us to reflect on how societies often castigate and isolate those who do not conform to normative ideals, reflecting broader themes of exclusion and othering that resonate through history. Furthermore, feminist interpretations of the Minotaur myth extend to Theseus and the Athenian youths sacrificed to appease the creature. Theseus, celebrated as a hero for slaying the Minotaur, also embodies characteristics of toxic masculinity and heroism defined through violence. His journey, while valorized in traditional readings, can be seen through a feminist lens as reinforcing traditional gender roles and narratives of dominance. The theme of sacrifice, central to the myth, raises critical questions about whose lives are deemed expendable and for whose benefit. The Athenian youths sent as tributes to Crete symbolize the marginalization of vulnerable groups, echoing narratives of exploitation and oppression that persist today. Feminist scholars highlight the implications of these sacrifices, challenging us to consider how gender, power, and vulnerability intersect in narratives of heroism and sacrifice. In contemporary literature and art, feminist and gender studies perspectives continue to reshape our understanding of the Minotaur myth. Authors and artists explore alternative narratives that center marginalized voices, reclaiming agency and representation in the retelling of ancient stories. These reinterpretations serve as acts of resistance against centuries of patriarchal storytelling, offering new avenues for empathy, reflection, and social change. Ultimately, the Minotaur myth, through feminist and gender studies lenses, invites us to engage critically with the complexities of gender, power, and representation embedded within ancient narratives. It challenges us to interrogate the roles assigned to women and marginalized groups, urging us to envision new possibilities for storytelling that reflect the diverse experiences and identities of humanity. Imagine a vast tapestry of knowledge, where the threads of ancient myth and modern disciplines converge to illuminate the human experience. The Minotaur, a creature of labyrinthine legend, transcends its mythical origins to become a focal point for interdisciplinary exploration, bridging anthropology, sociology, and beyond with insights that resonate deeply within our collective consciousness. Anthropology, the study of humanity across time and cultures, offers a lens through which we can unravel the Minotaur myth's cultural significance. Across diverse societies, myths like that of the Minotaur reveal universal themes of fear, sacrifice, and the human quest for meaning. In anthropological studies, the Minotaur represents more than a monstrous entity. It embodies cultural anxieties, rituals, and beliefs that shape societal norms and identities. The Minotaur's labyrinth, a complex maze designed by Daedalus, serves as a potent symbol in sociology, a discipline that examines social structures and relationships. Within the labyrinth's walls lie metaphors for the intricate webs of power, hierarchy, and control that govern human societies. Sociologists explore how individuals navigate these societal labyrinths, confronting challenges of identity, agency, and belonging that echo the myth's themes of confinement and liberation. Moreover, interdisciplinary approaches shed light on the Minotaur myth's psychological dimensions, delving into human emotions and behaviors through the lenses of psychology and psychoanalysis. The Minotaur, born of a queen's cursed desire and condemned to isolation, embodies psychological complexities such as trauma, otherness, and the human struggle against internal and external monsters. In psychological interpretations, the Minotaur represents the shadow archetype, a repressed aspect of the psyche that embodies our darkest impulses and fears. Jungian psychology posits that confronting and integrating the shadow is essential for personal growth and individuation. The hero's journey of Theseus, who confronts the Minotaur, symbolizes the psychological process of facing one's inner demons to achieve self-awareness and wholeness. Furthermore, the Minotaur myth invites us to explore philosophical inquiries into ethics, morality, and the nature of humanity itself. Philosophers contemplate the ethical implications of sacrifices made to appease the Minotaur, a creature deemed monstrous yet born of human actions and desires. Ethical dilemmas emerge around the value of individual lives versus collective well-being, echoing timeless debates about justice, sacrifice, and the greater good. The interdisciplinary study of the Minotaur extends into fields such as literature, art history, and media studies, where its enduring symbolism continues to inspire creative expression and critical inquiry. Artists and writers throughout history have reimagined the Minotaur myth, infusing it with new meanings and interpretations that reflect contemporary concerns and perspectives. In literature, the Minotaur appears as a metaphor for societal oppression, existential angst, and the quest for identity. Writers explore themes of alienation, identity crisis, and the search for meaning through narratives that challenge traditional heroism and villainy dichotomies. Contemporary literature embraces the complexity of the Minotaur as a character who embodies both fear and empathy, a mirror to our own struggles and contradictions. Art historians analyze the representation of the Minotaur in visual arts, tracing its evolution from ancient pottery to Renaissance paintings and modern interpretations. Artists like Picasso and Dali have depicted the Minotaur as a symbol of inner turmoil, primal instincts, and the human condition's paradoxes. These artworks invite viewers to contemplate the Minotaur's psychological and existential dimensions, transcending its mythological origins to provoke introspection and empathy. Media studies explore the Minotaur's presence in film, television, and digital media, analyzing how contemporary storytellers adapt and reinterpret the myth to reflect societal anxieties, cultural values, and technological advancements. From blockbuster films to video games, the Minotaur continues to captivate audiences, offering narratives that resonate with contemporary audiences while retaining echoes of ancient mythological themes. Ultimately, interdisciplinary approaches to the Minotaur myth illuminate the complexities of human experience across time, cultures, and disciplines. By weaving together insights from anthropology, sociology, psychology, philosophy, literature, art history, and media studies, we gain a deeper understanding of the myth's enduring appeal and its profound resonance in our collective imagination. The Minotaur myth becomes a tapestry that invites us to explore the depths of human emotions, societal structures, and existential dilemmas, offering timeless lessons and insights that continue to shape our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. In the labyrinth of human existence, where ancient myths echo through the corridors of time, one story stands as a timeless testament to our fears, our struggles, and our enduring quest for meaning. The myth of the Minotaur, born of gods and humans, trapped within a maze of our own making, continues to resonate deeply in the 21st century, speaking to our collective consciousness with haunting relevance. From its ancient origins in Greek mythology to its reinterpretations in contemporary culture, the Minotaur myth traverses epochs and cultures, weaving a narrative that transcends boundaries and speaks to universal truths. At its heart lies a primal tale of monstrosity and humanity, of isolation and connection, of the shadows that lurk within us all. In the 21st century, the Minotaur myth continues to captivate and provoke, offering insights into the complexities of our modern world. It serves as a mirror through which we confront our societal fears and anxieties, reflecting issues of identity, power dynamics, and the consequences of unchecked desires. At its core, the Minotaur embodies the existential struggle against forces both internal and external. In a world marked by uncertainty and rapid change, the labyrinthine maze represents the complexities of our lives, filled with twists and turns, choices and consequences, challenges that test our courage and resilience. The Minotaur's enduring appeal lies in its ability to evoke empathy and introspection. It challenges us to confront our own monsters within, the fears, insecurities, and primal instincts that shape our actions and beliefs. In literature and art, the Minotaur symbolizes the human condition's paradoxes, the struggle between light and darkness, reason and passion, order and chaos. In contemporary literature, authors explore themes of alienation, identity crisis, and the search for meaning through narratives that reimagine the Minotaur myth. They invite readers to delve into the psyche of characters who grapple with their own inner monsters, navigating psychological labyrinths that mirror our own existential journeys. In visual arts and media, the Minotaur remains a powerful symbol of transformation and transcendence. Artists and filmmakers depict the Minotaur as a figure of ambiguity, a creature both feared and pitied, monstrous yet vulnerable. These representations challenge stereotypes and provoke dialogue about empathy, acceptance, and the human capacity for redemption. Moreover, the Minotaur myth resonates with contemporary discussions on ethics, morality, and social justice. It prompts us to examine the ethical implications of sacrifice and collective responsibility, themes that echo in debates about environmental sustainability, human rights, and global interconnectedness. In the realm of psychology and psychoanalysis, the Minotaur represents the shadow archetype, a symbol of repressed desires and unresolved conflicts. Jungian psychology posits that confronting the shadow is essential for personal growth and individuation, a journey mirrored in the hero's quest to confront the Minotaur and reclaim lost parts of the self. Interdisciplinary approaches to the Minotaur myth further illuminate its relevance in the 21st century. Anthropologists study its cultural significance across diverse societies, revealing universal themes of fear, sacrifice, and the human quest for identity. Sociologists analyze its portrayal of power dynamics and societal structures, exploring how individuals navigate the labyrinth of social norms and expectations. philosophers ponder the myth's existential implications, questioning the nature of humanity and the pursuit of meaning in an increasingly complex world. They explore themes of justice, fate, and free will, issues that resonate with contemporary concerns about technology, artificial intelligence, and ethical decision-making. In conclusion, the Minotaur myth endures as a testament to the enduring power of storytelling and its ability to illuminate the human experience. In the labyrinth of our modern lives, it serves as a guiding light, a reminder of our shared vulnerabilities and strengths, our capacity for empathy and transformation. As we navigate the twists and turns of the 21st century, the Minotaur myth continues to inspire, challenge, and provoke, inviting us to confront our fears, embrace our humanity, and forge paths of courage and compassion in the face of uncertainty. In the vast tapestry of global culture, amidst the myriad stories that weave through civilizations and epics, one figure stands as a timeless symbol, the Minotaur. Born of ancient Greek myth yet resonating across continents and centuries, the Minotaur transcends its origins to become a universal emblem of human fears, desires, and struggles. Imagine a creature of monstrous form, half human and half bull, confined within the labyrinthine depths of Crete. Its existence embodies the intersection of the divine and the mortal, a testament to the complexities of identity and destiny. The tale of the Minotaur begins with King Minos of Crete, who angered the gods and incurred their wrath, resulting in the birth of this enigmatic being, a symbol of both punishment and challenge. Across cultures, the Minotaur represents a primal fear, the fear of the unknown, the monstrous, and the uncontrollable within ourselves and our societies. In Western literature and art, it embodies the shadow side of humanity, reflecting our darkest impulses and suppressed desires. In Eastern traditions, similar figures emerge, beings that blur the boundaries between human and animal, embodying spiritual lessons about balance, transformation, and the eternal struggle between light and darkness. Throughout history, artists, writers, and storytellers have been drawn to the Minotaur as a metaphor for the human condition. In Renaissance Europe, it appeared in paintings and sculptures, often depicted as a formidable creature trapped in the labyrinth of its own existence, a reflection of the complexities of power, desire, and fate. In modern literature, the Minotaur appears as a symbol of alienation and existential angst, mirroring contemporary concerns about identity, isolation, and the search for meaning in a fragmented world. Moreover, the Minotaur resonates deeply with psychological and philosophical inquiries into the nature of the self. Psychologists such as Carl Jung have explored its significance as a symbol of the shadow, the unconscious aspects of personality that are often repressed but exert powerful influences on behavior and beliefs. In this interpretation, confronting the Minotaur represents a journey of self-discovery and integration, a quest to reconcile conflicting desires and embrace the entirety of one's being. In popular culture, the Minotaur continues to captivate audiences through film, television, and video games. Its portrayal ranges from terrifying antagonist to sympathetic anti-hero, reflecting evolving attitudes towards monsters and the complexities of morality. These adaptations invite viewers to confront their own fears and prejudices, challenging them to empathize with characters who embody both ferocity and vulnerability. Beyond its literary and artistic interpretations, the Minotaur serves as a cultural touchstone, a symbol that transcends language and geography to convey universal truths about the human experience. In societies around the world, myths and legends featuring monstrous beings often serve as cautionary tales or allegories for societal issues such as power dynamics, justice, and the consequences of hubris. Anthropologists and historians study the Minotaur myth's enduring presence in global cultures, revealing its adaptability and relevance across diverse contexts. Whether in ancient rituals, contemporary literature, or digital storytelling platforms, the Minotaur persists as a symbol of transformation and resilience, an archetype that challenges us to confront our fears and embrace our humanity. In conclusion, the Minotaur stands as a testament to the enduring power of mythology and storytelling. Its journey from ancient Greece to the present day reflects our collective quest for understanding and meaning in a world fraught with uncertainty and complexity. As we navigate the labyrinth of our lives, the Minotaur reminds us of our shared vulnerabilities and strengths, urging us to confront our fears, embrace our shadows, and forge paths of courage and compassion. Through its universal symbolism, the Minotaur continues to inspire, provoke, and resonate, a timeless reminder of the intricate tapestry that connects us all. In the realm of myth and legend, where gods and monsters intertwine with human aspirations and fears, the journey through the story of the Minotaur transcends time and culture. It begins with an ancient tale rooted in Greek mythology, where King Minos of Crete, seeking to assert his dominance and appease the gods, unwittingly unleashes a curse that gives rise to a creature unlike any other, the Minotaur. Half man, half bull, imprisoned within a labyrinth designed by Daedalus, this creature becomes a symbol of both terror and tragedy, embodying the consequences of unchecked power and divine retribution. As the myth unfolds, we witness the heroism of Theseus, son of Aegeus, who undertakes a perilous journey to confront the Minotaur and end its reign of terror. Armed with courage and aided by the love of Ariadne, who provides him with a thread to navigate the labyrinth's maze-like passages, Theseus embodies the human spirit's resilience against seemingly insurmountable odds. His triumph over the Minotaur represents not only a physical victory but also a moral and spiritual conquest, a testament to the capacity for bravery and compassion to overcome darkness. Beyond the myth itself, scholars and thinkers across centuries have grappled with the Minotaur's symbolic significance. In psychological discourse, the Minotaur emerges as a metaphor for the unconscious mind's primal forces, the beast within each of us that must be confronted and integrated for personal growth and transformation. Psychologists such as Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud have explored its implications, delving into the depths of human psyche to understand the complexities of identity, desire, and fear. Literature and art have also embraced the Minotaur, portraying it not merely as a monstrous antagonist but as a complex figure imbued with pathos and vulnerability. In Renaissance and modern artworks, the Minotaur's image evokes themes of isolation, existential angst, and the struggle for redemption, a reflection of artists' and writers' efforts to explore universal truths through the lens of mythology. In contemporary culture, the Minotaur continues to resonate, appearing in films, literature, and popular media as a symbol of alienation, otherness, and societal conflict. Its enduring appeal lies in its ability to provoke introspection and empathy, challenging audiences to confront their own inner demons and prejudices while pondering the broader implications of power dynamics and ethical choices. Moreover, the Minotaur's legacy extends beyond its mythical origins, influencing disciplines ranging from anthropology to gender studies. Scholars study its cultural significance, tracing its evolution and adaptation across different societies and historical periods, revealing how myths serve as mirrors of collective anxieties and aspirations. As we reflect on the journey through myth, interpretation, and legacy, we recognize the Minotaur's role as a universal symbol, a narrative thread that binds diverse cultures and perspectives together. It invites us to ponder timeless questions about human nature, morality, and the pursuit of meaning in a world fraught with complexity and uncertainty. In conclusion, the story of the Minotaur invites us to contemplate our shared humanity and the transformative power of storytelling. It challenges us to navigate the labyrinth of our own lives with courage, compassion, and understanding. As we unravel its layers of meaning and interpretation, we are reminded of the enduring relevance of myths in illuminating truths about ourselves and the world we inhabit. Thanks for accompanying us on this journey through myth and symbolism. Subscribe to our channel to explore more fascinating tales and insights from the rich tapestry of human experience. Together, let's continue to explore the wonders of mythology and its profound impact on our understanding of life and legacy.